say that it is called jurispesa. Why pay a lawyer when you can? Why? Yeah, pay a lawyer when you can buy a judge. This is the country that we are in now. Hashtag, I think very soon we'll not be needing your services anymore. Why should I need you when I just need to go and buy a judge? This is not a laughing matter. You know, tukishafika at this level, tujue kwamba we are trading on a very dangerous position as a country. But for how long are we going to stand and allow that? So, yes, Ron, Cyprian, Lyson, yeah, come everyone on board. Nataka, at least let me listen your voices as you are waiting for others to join and as we continue sharing the space so that we can have as many contributors. We want to hear Kenyan voices, 1111. I know that maybe in some few hours, Miguna and our sister Marge will be holding a space. We'll be interested to know whether they are also in our lines of thought. But if they are holding a space, we are going there and we are going to tell them. This is the time now that we as Kenyans should unite. Yes, Ron.
Mjamboni leo, nashukuru sana Fabish kwa tena hii nafasi umetupa ya kukusanyika hapa ili tuweze kuzungumza pamoja, tukipanga mikakati ya hii revolution na every day I feel very encouraged coming in here, even though si semi sana, but kama jana I was really encouraged. People walikuja na solution na bado tu tuendelee hivyo, tu brainstorm, tuki encourage each other, manake safari ingali. Asante. Mtaniwea radhi, niko kazini, sitaweza kuzungumza sana, but ninasikia, I'll be following through.
Asante. Yeah, almradi tushasikia sauti yako. Yeah, hiyo ni vyema sababu inatutia motisha, inatuchangamsha, inatupatia nguvu. Kwa hivyo leo nataka nisikie watu tukizungumza. Kuja tuambie neno hata moja. Watu wote ambao mko hapa, we are all supporting the movement. Bring your voices. Akina Jackson, yeah, you are with us. Just come and say one word. Give us your mind, give us your opinion, because every opinion counts. Nobody have a monopoly of opinions. As we are building the movement, we need collective voices. Everyone request the mic. Hata nimewatumia. And as we continue sharing the space, nataka kusikia, what is that one thing that you think we need to do? Just that one thing that you read somewhere, or even maybe hata kuna kitu umeota. Tuambie, because we need collective voices. So leo nataka ikuwe ni space ya sisi kuzungumza. Request the mic and let's continue sharing as we talk. Finance Bill 2024 is crippling back, slowly but sure. Everything ambao tulikuwa tumetupilia mbali 2024 ilirudi. Cabinet imerudi karibu yote. Haya. Nafikiri hata sahihi. Yes.
Well done, you're doing well.
Thank you, Lyson.
I think Kenyans now in a good space. Don't feel intimidated. What has happened is exactly what we have been praying for it to happen. We wanted Kenyans to understand who Ruto is, what kind of leadership he has, what kind of character he has. Imekuja wazi mnadili na mtu aina gani. Kwa hivyo Wakenya mfurahi sana, because now we have a chance ya kujikomboa. Manake wengine walikuwa nafikiri labda tuna utani, labda mnamchukia Ruto, labda kuna watu wanamuonea, It's not about him anymore. It's about his regime. It must come down. When gods want to destroy you, they make you mad. Tunadili na watu wazimu. It's not about Gachagua. It's about how the constitution of Kenya has been thrown out of the window. And one man can buy the judiciary, he can buy the lawyers, he can buy the Senate, he can buy opposition. That is the danger we are dealing with. So, tunataka tufagie hawa watu wote, tukitumia teknolojia zote, tukitumia nguvu zetu zote kama wa Kenya kuondoa katika uongozi. Manake phase 1 Gen Z walianzisha kwa uzuri, kwa amani, ngoja kidogo. So poleni kidogo. Wakaanzisha kwa uzuri, wakapigania nchi, wakauawa kimabavu, kinyama. Tukakuja tukasema wacha tusemezane naye, manake aliitana akasema ameacha finance bill. He threw out the finance bill. He said, "Now I'm dissolving parliament. Cabinet." What has happened? He brought back the same people, some as advisors, some as cabinet, and those who actually killed were highly rewarded. Wameenda hivyo hivyo, deputy president wake akaanza kusema mambo yaendi sawa, kutetea viungo vyake na nini, hata kama yeye pia ana mashida zake, lakini umeona vile amefanyiwa, ameondolewa. Hayo yote yatuhusu sasa, tumeweka katika kaburi la sahau. Jambo muhimu sasa, tunaingia phase 3. Kenyans, phase 3, kufinish kumalo, kufa dereva, kufa makanga. Ruto must go. All Kenyans now are feeling the pinch. Our comrades, our youngsters are at home. Universities are closed. SHA, watu wanakufa hospitalini. Mambo yote yamekwama Kenya. Lakini Ruto peke yake na familia yake na watu ambao wamemzunguka, they're the ones who are doing well. They are now in state house like pigs, eating dinner and eating very well. Yet they have given us a holiday we don't want. Wangemwapisha huko state house gardens na mambo yaishe. Wametupatia holiday kwa sababu wakutaka hata Rigathi aende kwenye appeal. Sasa sisi kazi yetu ni kukumbatia Rigathi na wengine wote ambao watakuwa katika huu mchakato, watupatie dossiers, watupatie mambo, wajifiche nyuma ya wananchi. Sisi tutamtimua Ruto, na baada ya kutimuliwa tutakuwa na transitional government by the people, and we shall find a better way to deal with Kenya. We are not as bad as other countries around us. They'll push us to armed struggle, whatever struggle we shall do, civil disobedience, we shall do whatever we can to redeem our country. Guys, mjipe nguvu. We are in the winning thing. Because nyumba imeanza kubomoka ndani yake, Raila ameoneka upande wake. So let's continue pushing. 11-11, civil disobedience, boycott Safaricom, cause mayhem wherever you are. Make sure that things are not working for the government. Let everybody start feeling the pinch. We shall all go to the street in one way or the other. Posters, songs, artists, TikTok, whatever you can do it for your country, because we value the color of our flag. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and there is rumors going around. You know, if you have lived in this country, you know that any rumor that you hear, don't be narrow-minded to just wash it away, as per the words of Kaminwa. So let's wait and see. But ikiwa hiyo rumor itakuwa true, that means this country tunazidi tu kuiteketeza. Wanasema the incoming CS of security is being counted to be none other than Jackson Mandago, aka Mr. Finland, former Wasingishu governor. I don't know, for now we are treating it as rumors, lakini we know with Mr. Ruto, anything can happen. So, wacha tungoje tuangalie. Yeah, so let's continue talking, discussing, bringing ideas. We continue mobilizing. 11-11, enough is enough. Hatuwezi tena kukaa sisi wa Kenya kama ambao tunabebewa akili na mtu. You know, kila kitu imeteketezwa. The only thing ambao tulikuwa tunajivunia, our constitution, tunaona kwamba imebadilishwa kuwa kijikaratasi tu ambao ina maana. Hata wajiuliza mbona Kithure Kindiki alikuwa anapatiwa constitution when even that constitution they cannot practice. Si afadhali angepatiwa bunduki because hiyo ndio amekuwa akitumia all along, kwani akapatiwa kitabu ya constitution when he cannot even open and read even one chapter. So Wakenya saizi tushajua kwamba tuko peke yetu. Ikiwa mtu mwenye cheo na mwenye mali kama Rigathi Gachagua atadhulumiwa, hata kama antumpendi, lakini hata adui yako anafaa, maanake huyo mwenye anamtreat adui yako leo vibaya, kesho akishamalizana naye ni wewe. So kama hizi kupata justice, wewe unafikiria mimi Fabish na Vicenti zangu chache na sina hata wafuasi, kesho unafikiri nitapata haki wapi? So we want to hear your voices. Request the mic, come to the speaker, just tell us your mind. Na tuambie, the strategy that we need now is how we are going to mobilize 11-11-2024. We want to be now people that we are walking our talk. Tumezungumza, tumeongea, tumerant, tumesoma katiba tukamaliza. We have educated ourselves on the bills. Tumediscuss agriculture bills, tumediscuss Adani bill, tumediscuss water bill, tumepeleka kotini Adani bill. Lakini hakuna kitu hata moja tumesuluhisha. Tutaongea mpaka lini? Tumekaa tukijidanganya tukisema, oh, you know, we cannot do anything outside the constitution. But the constitution that you are talking about ni mtu anaenda anatolewa kazi, mwingine anapishwa wakati kesi iko kotini. Na mambo mengi tu ambayo inafanyika. We have to come and stand to defend our country. And what people don't understand is, if you really want us to defend the constitution, is by us coming out. Because as we are restoring the country, we are restoring our constitution. That is what we are defending. Other people are pledging loyalty to the president, to William Ruto. But can we stand up and pledge loyalty to our country? So yes, let's continue sharing the space. Invite others, share the space. Wacha tupate Wakenya wengi watuzungumzie, na usikae topo kwa listener. Request the mic. Tunataka kusikia. You know, let's put our voices together on how we are going to mobilize. Let's just come and bring solution. Now, let's talk solutions. 11-11 is the beginning. 11-11 is the beginning, and we should come out. Revolution is about momentum. So mtu aseme kwamba ile tulienda, there is hatujawahi kufail tangu tuanze 2025. First, you should congratulate yourself on that. Hakuna maandamano ishawahi kufail. All this was about building momentum. So now we are saying 11-11, we boycotting Safaricom. Tafadhali, get away from Safaricom for your security. Na pia to sabotage the Safaricom because they are the ones that they are aiding and helping a regime that is killing us and oppressing us. 35% of Safaricom share are owned by government, and a good number of shares are owned by William Ruto as himself. Don't forget that one. Don't forget that William Ruto as an individual has a lot of shares in Safaricom, more than any other Kenyan. So that you know the reason why you need to boycott that Safaricom. Wakati unaongelea Safaricom, lazima uweke Ruto in the same sentence. That is why people should understand the reason why we are saying we are boycotting Safaricom. Maisha yetu haijakuwa paged kwa Safaricom. Our parents lived and they were communicating without Safaricom. Hata walikuwa wanatumia zile masimu za phone booth na mabarua, and life was okay. But even now we have many other options. Just only that maybe at some point we have been possessed with Safaricom. So let's come bring solution together, put our heads together. 11-11. This should be the discussion, should be the narrative around us now. When we retreat back to our villages, our estates, our ghettos, our cities, our homes, tuongee, let's mobilize. Revolution now, it has to be resistant revolution. Tumechoka, mambo ya bendera na maji na simu haiwezi kutusaidia hiyo peke yake. We must come out strongly. Sababu hii regime haijui anything about the constitution. They don't care. So tell us, tufanyeje? 11-11. We need collective voices. What are the strategies? We need to occupy everywhere. We need to visit those Safaricom offices. Tuwapatie ujumbe. Tuwapatie ujumbe na tukiwapatia kwaheri. We'll be writing them farewell letters and reminding them. We will write those names ya watu wote ambao wameuawa. We'll put them on the paper. Na tuwatumie. Tuambie thank you. These are the people that you have managed to kill. Now you are the heroes of the regime. Before the end of the show, vile nilikuwa nimesema, we will be sharing the number of the CEO wa Safaricom. Salamu zitaanza leo zikienda mbele. In the salamu utakuwa unaandikia jina mtu mmoja ambao unajua kwamba ameuawa. Hata uhitaji mambo mengi, unaandika tu message to the CEO. Hiyo jina tumtumie tu hiyo jina. Let him go and do research. We are going to do salamu in a special way. Jina za kina Rex Masai, wote unaandika. You can write 5, you can write 10, and just forward the names. Don't put many words. Just forward the names of our fallen heroes. Most of them that were tracked using Safaricom lines. So we'll be writing those names na kutumia the CEO. Wacha aenda kaya fikiria. As you are building momentum towards 11-11. So kindly everyone make sure kwamba you have Airtel line, because hatutaki kukua hypocrite kwamba unamsalimia CEO wa Safaricom ukitumia line yake ya Safaricom. Hapana. Use another line. Ndio ajue kwamba tumetoka. Huwezi kumpigia kwa heri wakati bado unatumia credit yake na pesa ni yako, lakini credit imetoka kwake na SIM card imetoka kwake. Yes, kindly guys, request the mic. Let's continue. Share the space. Build the momentum. Mobilize. Patrick, I see you. Our comrade, decay gift. Come and tell us umefikia wapi kwa civic education and what is happening on the ground. We say that yes, even as we are planning revolution, we will not relent. We will continue other wing of civic education, because people have to understand Finance Bill 2024 wameanza kugawanya wakirudisha pieces by pieces, bringing it back. Sooner or later it will be complete na watakuwa ameiweka. Wajinga ni sisi. No, we are not that stupid. We are very conscious now. So the only way ya kutoa huyu jamaa ni through revolution. That is what we have been saying. Tujaribu tuangalie left, right, center, tugeuze katiba, tufanyie nini, there is no other way. Do you think if judiciary ameweka kwa mfuko, parliament ameweka kwa mfuko, then ati tutengeneza IBC ambayo itatoka hapi ndio itakuja kumtoa Ruto kama ule president wa Botswana? Not in Kenya. This guy is too hot, egoistic, primitive at the same time, and a tyrant. His ego cannot allow him to concede. Ataiba mchana. Ikiwa vile amemfanyia huyu mtu wake tukiangalia, and he was here telling us, oh, you know, I've been lonely for 2 years. We should not buy those bullshit. So, yes, Comrade Sesko, go ahead.
Unajua Fabish, unajua right now even conversations tunafaa kuwa tuna have ni kueducate watu venye kunaenda, kwa sababu finance bill ilianguka, watu wakakufa kwa street, but then wameenda wakaikatakata, and I've started seeing actually the proposed bills zenye zinaletwa sahi, it's what finance bill entailed. I'm telling you that KESRA, Kenya School of Revenue Authority, iko na graduates sahi around 5,000. They have been trained within a span of, I don't know, 1 and 6 months. Now hao sasa wanaandikwa job huku mashinani sasa. They are going to check into people's phone, kuangalia kama uko na till number, kuangalia kama umereturn tax. Yani kama mtu ako hapa na anajua haja return, just go and return those taxes because they are going to make your life terrible. Ruto amejua wa Kenya sasa atawapatia kwa taxes. KRA sasa inatafuta watu. Yani watakuwa sasa kama ni makanjo huku sasa. They are going to make your life terrible. Hiyo hata hawajapost kuoneshana graduates wamemaliza hiyo nini. Wanapatiwa simu and everything, na wanapatiwa ma uniform, wako wanazunguka huko ndani mashinani. Wakipata umefuga kuku huko, umefuga kuku wako kama 1000 hivi, utakuwa unaelezea. I mean, penye sasa tunaelekea, it's fire. That's why I'm saying 11-11, it's what you're supposed to be talking about right now. Every system has failed. There's no system that is working in Kenya. Judiciary, kila kitu. No arm of government that is working. It's very funny today that yani priorities hazikuangi ni Kenya. Yani these politicians, they have paid people wakuje kwa KICC wa scream huko. Because I don't know if kuna Mkenya kona kiditi mama angekuwa ameenda KICC saa 2, ameingia huko atemegoja Kithure apishwe, and then they are screaming there, anaongea, they are screaming as if yani anadanganya wa Kenya all it's good. It was so bad that Kenyans up to right now wanaweza pewa 200 waende wascreamie mtu huko KICC. Yet people are dying in hospitals. No system is working. I mean, it's high time people should know that the revolution is a way to go. Right now, sisi wote kwa street on 11-11. That's it. Now we are praying to God that lecturers was merudi class by your time, so that we get time to go to the streets. Listen, uko hapa na Ron. You can take mic, one of you. Mwenye ako ready kuongea.
Yeah, so, comrade, yeah, thank you so much. Brenda, go ahead.
Hi everyone. I just wanted to ask hashtag. Today it was supposed to be the Chief Shah case, and with this situation, it's very saddening what is happening about Kenya. Yani wanaweka vitu za kuapisha huu mtu mwenye aliua watoto badala kusikiza mambo ya health. You know, today was the court case. That's my question. Alafu nitaendelea. Hashtag please tusaidie hapo.
So, yes, Brenda, you're right. In fact, I was even looking forward to the directions that will be given to that chief case today, and then only for us to have today gazetted yesterday at 6 p.m. So technically what it means is that courts were not sitting today, to the best of my knowledge, because I had other matters, and my colleagues also had some matters which they were supposed to be appearing in court today, but those matters did not proceed. So they were advised that, new dates will be given for a postponed later date. So unfortunately, I believe also that Chief Matter has suffered the same fate. But if I do get additional information, I'll post in the comment section.
But my question is, I think this was deliberately done, so that, they know people are suffering, and you lawyers, you have evidence of this Chief Shah. So I think they're going to postpone it in a later date. I think that they did it deliberately. My opinion. What do you think also?
I wouldn't put it past them, because also the other school of thought is that it was done deliberately also to prevent Gachagwa's lawyers from getting any orders between last evening and today before the swearing in happened. And interestingly, also the system for filing any new documents with the court was down as of 6 p.m. yesterday, so you couldn't file anything. So yes, I to be quite honest, I wouldn't give them any benefit of doubt. I wouldn't put it past them. It could very well have been a deliberate attempt to make sure nothing goes on today and paralyze everything, and make sure that he is sworn in, so that he is in place and there are no further impediments to him taking that position.
And the other question is, can LSK do anything about this Chief Justice issue? Do they have powers? Because I think this woman is not good for our country. And the corrupt judges.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, if we had working systems, that would have been the Ethics Commission, quite honestly. I don't know who that person would be who would make that first move to institute something against her. Because also, the way LSK is set up, they want to always ensure that they have a good working experience between the bench, which is the judges, and the bar, which is the lawyers. So I don't know what to tell you in terms of the steps that they can take. I from my perspective, I don't think they would make an antagonistic move against her in person, because again, remember, she's an appointee of the president, so they wouldn't want to do something that would make them be sidelined or make them be antagonized by the government.
Brenda?
Yes?
One thing that we should understand is, it is not now a matter of sijui who can do what. We have to come to the reality that Kenyans are left alone.
I understand.
LSK is just a body. These are lawyers ambao tu wako na chama. Hawezi kumtoa Chief Justice. Chief Justice ako na kitu naitwa security of tenure. Even the president himself, normally, hata hawezi kumfuta kazi. I think ako na 10 years. Or if she attained the age of 65, whichever comes earlier. If I'm not wrong, hashtag, you'll correct me. So, now all of them have decided to operate in impunity. That's why I usually say that when we are talking of revolution, it is not a comfortable thing to discuss. It is not a comfortable thing to go and face it, but it is the only option available.
You know, Fabish, what I think the best thing, LSK, when they are really also for the revolution, they have to start boycotting the courts. That's the way forward. They have one day to start to say, this day, there's no lawyer who is going to represent anything in court. And then as people, we have also to go the revolution way to go to the Attorney General. She's not there for this UDA manifesto. This system, Kenya, we are really messed up.
Attorney
I think
General,
the revolution is the only way.
Attorney General, if you don't know, Attorney General is an extension of the executive. That is why Attorney General is a member of the cabinet. They are elected by the executive. So Attorney General is there for UDA manifesto. Attorney General is appointed by the executive.
But the problem is that is wrong. It's not supposed to be like that. It's very wrong.
So that the wrongs that we are talking now is what we are saying, that we need to correct it once and for all by going to the streets. Everything in this country is wrong for now. That's what we are saying. You know, that's why unajua zingine watu tunakuja tunapotea kidogo. Everything in this country is wrong. And that's why we are saying that. That's why when we say that we need factory reset, because everything is wrong in this country. Nothing is right. Now you are getting the point. So you think even by parliament, what they are doing is right. We are where we are because of the parliament. They are supposed to be oversighting all these things. Parliament is not even supposed to oversight even that Martha Koome, where she's going wrong.
And then today, Fabish, to make matters worse, he has released a statement that the African courts, they want to form laws not African leaders to be taken in Hague. These people are planning themselves. We have to roll this person out now. We don't have time anymore.
Because there is a emerging trend of tyrants in Africa now. You know, ukisikia French Revolution, America, wapi, South American, now then it comes to Asia. This is a time for Africa. Africa now, this breed of leaders that we have, there are new tyrants that are emerging. And that's why I'm telling you, if we don't deal with our own earlier, this guy, by all way you want to read him, akona all characters and traits of a tyranny. You know, if you want to know how tyranny operate, kitu ya kwanza is start by manipulating the parliament. First, making sure kwamba parliament in a dance to his tune. Then he will go for judiciary. After he go for judiciary, then he will go for media. After he go for media, then he go for silencing the voices. And all these things about tunaongea, it is exactly what William Ruto is doing. Yes, hashtag.
I just wanted to respond to something Brenda was asking about the AG. You need to remember the AG is actually the lawyer for the government. So she will always be on the government side. That's why you find whenever people institute cases against the government, the AG is one of the respondents. So her job is literally to be the lawyer for the government. She's supposed to give them legal advice, to represent them in court, and such like activities. Then for the ICC, I know that concern has come up actually. I would like to get more information about African countries and Kenya, for example, wanting to remove themselves from the jurisdiction of the ICC. But let me also make it clear that for as long as Kenya is a member of the Rome Statute, for as long as we are still a signatory to the Rome Statute, then we are subject to the jurisdiction of the ICC. And I'm saying this because I also briefly practiced there, and I know how it works. You can't just unilaterally remove yourself unless you sign and say, as a country, we are removing ourselves, and you ratify it, and it is understood by the court that you have decided you're not going to be part of the jurisdiction of the court. But as we stand right now, Kenya is still a signatory. So if we don't want to continue being subject to ICC jurisdiction, then what we need to be looking out for as Kenyans is whether Kenya is going to be signing itself out of the jurisdiction of the ICC by removing itself from a signatory the wrong statute.
I mean, there's no way, I agree with you, hashtag. There's no way unaweza sema ati Kenya, African countries, maybe you must go to ICC, lazima. Si ati labda uku umetoka kwa the union. If you're not in the United Nations, you're not part of it. That's when now you are not under the ICC. But regardless of that, uwezi, lazima Hague utaenda as long as you're part of those things like in Comesa and stuff. You cannot just agree ati you're not going to be subjected to that. Like, that's why you're saying mashinani watu wanafaa waelewe what happens. Hague ni wapi juu kuna watu wasemanga Hague na wajui who entails Hague. Si kila mtu anaweza pelekwa Hague. Yes, kunao. Why? Those are the things I think people are supposed to be educated about. Wajue what happens there.
But I think as Kenyans, we don't have time for any court cases. We don't have time for these shenanigans. The only way is the street. That's the only solution, because our judiciary has really failed Kenyans. It has really failed us. We don't have any option. That is the new reality. People should come onto it. Hata hii mambo za saizi, hata uende waambie mtu tunafanya civic education, yes, but unaenda una explain ya mtu wa village mambo ya dani. It's not making any sense. Instead we explain ya mtu mambo ya agricultural bills, na ndio watu waelewe. So I think the finance bill, the coming back of finance bill now, especially those influencers who are trying to protect their brand, now they're into it. There's no one, hii administration ya Ruto, it's not, Ifevi juzi Chibukizi was just yapping. Now amepatikana. So Kenyans, we have to wake up. The only way is the streets. That is the new reality. We don't have any other option. Thank you, Fabish.
Patrick, go ahead. Patrick. Yeah, hii kanti hakuna kitu inawaka. Hakuna hata moja. So unajua, initially civic education zingine tulikuwa tunafikiri tatusaidia kupeleka memorandum, kupeleka those memorandum kotini, kupeleka parliament, maybe itasaidia, lakini tumeangalia kwamba they don't care anything ambao wanafikiria wanataka kupitisha. Na that's why hata kesi ambayo ilikuwa kotini ya Dani, it can take any shape, haiwezi kutusaidia kwa sasa. The only way ni kuondoa to this regime totally, shut this country down totally. Na kama kuna kitu ambao wa Kenya hawajajua, Ruto anaogopa pressure. That is why he's ready to use money to buy the opposition leaders so that they can give him that comfort, that peace of mind. This guy, when you pile pressure on him, anachanganyikiwa. You know, if you want to know someone that is under pressure, jaribu mprovoke, alafu uone reaction yake. It cannot be calm, and that is him. That is why you see, ile 25 uliona bila alikuja kureact. If tungekuwa tuliendelea tena 3 days, hata maybe angetoka. So that is why you see always, you don't want to be criticized. When you have a deputy president that want to criticize him, he better take him out. Then akuwe na mtu kama Kindiki, mwenye hawezi kumpatia pressure, a loyal one. That is what he wants. Ruto wants loyalty. So if we continue piling pressure, that is his weakest. I'm telling you, we have the weakest president that people don't know. When we were leaderless, The pressure on him was too much because he was trying to see how he will infiltrate, suppress us by buying our leader, but he could not find that leader. Ndio sababu akaenda polepole akanyemelea, ndio akaenda akatuamsha kina Morara kuwalipa na kuwapatia strategy on how they are coming to kuja kuvunja the movement. So if we rise up together now and we give him pressure, he cannot stand pressure. He cannot stand pressure. Yeah, Patrick?
Fabish, can I interject you? There is somebody has written about Maviko Oko that she has been found in Kenya, Tanzania. He has been found in a Tanzania hospital on her account. I don't know if it is true or not. Can somebody just check if that is true? Where?
Unajua mtu akipotea, a lot of things are happening. There are people take advantage, for different reasons. Could be the abductors, that they are just, sending those messages to confuse people. The other day we read nilisoma hapa kwa account ya Africa huko akisema kwamba found and safe and kesho nitaongea. It was on our account. So we don't know what is happening on that account. Many things have been posted there. That means the abductors are in charge of that account. That's why they keep on posting things. The other day nilisoma another tweet ikakuwa inasema sijui kwa wapi kule sehemu za Garissa or somewhere. Garissa State Lodge. That she was being kept there. So probably the abductors are trying to, pushing different things to just confuse people. Because that's how this system operates. Yeah, Sesko, go ahead.
I mean hakuna system inawa Kenya, even the judicial hakuna venye mnaweza toa nani hapo. Chief Justice hezi toka. The only thing inaweza fanyika ni revolution. We go to the street. That's the only language that Ruto can understand. Hata mpeleke Ruto huko Hague, nothing will happen. I'm so surprised that this nini huyo ambassador wa US, what's big deal lazima attend such event. Deputy president akiwa Soweini, mbona ashinde akiattend? For what reason? What picture are they giving us? Ama what message are they giving us? Na anakuwa recognized. Why? The only thing that is going to work in Kenya, hadi si mambo na story mingi. Hatutaki hizo story mingi. A bingo's language here telling us about the constitution, the articles. Hiyo ni ufala. Kenyans don't want that. We need change. And the change we are talking about is going to the street. Ruto atusikia hapo. Kama atatusikia, we will come in another way. For 11-11, we are going back to the street with our phone na maji na venye alikuwa nasema. Kama ataua watu endelee kuwaua, because even if we stay like this, there's nothing we are gaining ama we are losing. Either way, tusipotokea bado tutaishi kuumia. Tukitokea tuumie, God forbid, and the country have change, then itakuwa better. The only thing we are talking about right now it's about 11-11. Stories zingine watu wachane nazo. The health system ifanye kazi. Jana kama mtu aliona this, yes, mwenye ameingia juzi wa health amesema kama unajua shift haitakusaidia, go for private insurances and then mko mtafuta insurances za private basi, because that is what he said. Lakini hiyo hezi oneshana kwa mainstream media. but iko online, mtu anizaenda aone hadi. He said if not a must you enroll for SHIF, then you can go for private whatever. It's like a favor they are doing for us. Yani government imefika mahali sasa services za wananchi na wanachukua tax ni favor. We are asking for favor. The audacity in this man, anakuja leo kuongea anasema ati more teachers have been employed. You're employing teachers and the ones wenye wako employed say they are not paid. It's not making sense and Kenyans are buying that. Hatutaitikia hiyo ufala. Asikie kama anasikia, atugojee tukuje date 11/11. That is the only thing you are pushing right now. 11/11 you are getting to the street. Na tutamarch, tutaenda huko kwenye tutaenda, tutatokea wengi kuliko hata venye ilikuwa mambo ya finance bill. Because right now finance bill imerudi, whatever was proposed in finance bill, wameikata wanaileta in terms of bills. Wakenya wanafaa waamke wajue what has been happening and what is happening. The only thing we are going to do is go to the street. That is the only language that Ruto understand. Hata tukuje hapa tuongee, tupeane insights, tuambiane nini, Ruto does not care about that. He does not. Amewaletea content creator hapa Morara, anawaletea episodes za Vampire Diaries. Mnakuwa confused. Sasa people now are waiting. They don't have actions. They're just waiting for Morara achie episode ya Vampire Diaries. Hiyo si change. Hiyo ni story. Wakenya wanapenda content sana. And that's why they give following to people who are not making sense. Hata msanii akikuja Kenya aongee vitu ina make sense, nobody is going to listen. Wataenda kusikiza mambo yenye kuna upuzi. That's why they are going to give the following there. The audience inatakanga ufala. And we are tired of that. That's why you are saying Morara is a project of Ruto, because it's not making sense. Even these mainstream medias, they are just selling, they are selling the agendas of these people. Ni kama they are paid. I was watching Citizen in the morning, Omeleta Ujama is a lawyer coming here to speak about Murima people, at what he has done, but who cares? Who cares about mtu ni wa Mlima ama ni wa wapi ama ni wa Coast ama ni wa wapi? That is not the language you understand it right now. It's so bad that Kithure Kindiki ameapishwa, watu wanaenda Citizen imeenda huko Tharaka Nithi huko Kachangasheni sijui wapi places huko ndani interior kuchukua watu video wakisema hata wengine hawajui jina ya Ruto. Mwingine anasema Samuel ati amemwita sijui Jacob sijui nani. I mean hata hawajui majina ya president wao, but they are there wanapiga makofi wakisema ni vizuri. Sasa Gachagua ilikuwa Mlima, nini amefanyia Mlima? Tuongee ukweli. It's Nkuringa tu utaringa useme is from your place, but he's doing nothing. But watu wa Tharaka Nithi wacha washerekee, because I mean that guy maybe is going to be working for the president and for the people of Tharaka Nithi, because it's very clear from his speech. Amesema he's going to be loyal to his boss, he's going to work with the boss. Hakuna mahali amesema atafanyia kazi wananchi, because hata si wananchi wamemchagua. Ni huyu jamaa. In real sense, if we talk about it, hakuna mtu amechagua nani. Huyu ni project ya Ruto. Puppet wake ndio amwambie hivi na hivi. I'm not for Gachagua, I don't even like him. Hata wakisikia watu hadi Kithure, we don't care. For us Kenyans, we need change. We need good systems that are working. We need better health facilities. Tunataka better education systems that are working. That is the thing that is the language you understand. Mama kutuletea mtu wa Mlima ama mtu wa nini, that is nonsense. And right now media na whoever has numbers is now focused on that. Mainstream media inaenda kushoot mambo yenye ilikuwa ina happen huku Dumberi for this guy Maina Jenga and whoever. That is not what is happening. People now are looking, waiting to see what is going to happen. They are not looking for a change or anything. They are just looking for one. Kuna mtu sasa amegojea hivi asikie sasa venye watu wa Mlima watasema. I mean it's nonsense. It's a lot of nonsense that is happening in this Kenya. And the only thing we have to do for this revolution to work ni sisi kutokea street na kuambia Ruto Kenya tunataka, because that is the only language that this guy understands. Either way, amenunua watu wote wenye walikuwa wameanza hii revolution. Morara ni project yake. Hiyo hata sijui kama mtu anaweza argue. Morara is a project of Ruto. Is in bed with the government. Kazi ni omba tu na pesa isaidie wa Kenya ama anyone. Sijamuona akivisit people comrades wenye walikufa kina Rex. I've never seen him doing that. Kazi ni kwenda barabara huko, anasema hii project ilikuwa ifanyiwe, so ijafanyiwa. Okay, ijafanyiwa, then where's the solution of it? Okay, umetuambia we are not lawyers and we are funding you, so but Kenyans wako hapo wakimpea numbers, but when we ask for his accountability anatu block that, because that's what he does. Mnasema government nasema public participation, wakienda huko chini wakianalyze wanasema 60% are in line with the government and 40% is not in line with the government, and it's clear that tumeona 60% hata si 60-90% are saying we don't want this, yet mnaenda huko na mna gazette mnasema 90% wako in agreement with the government, na mumeona we don't want. There's nothing that is happening in Kenya that is right. Huku mtu akiiba kuku anapelekwa mbio sana. Hiyo koti inaharakisha hii maneno ya kuku mbio sana. Mwizi akiiba kuku ama mandizi or something anapelekwa mbio. Lakini ya mashenzi wameiba billions of money, ni kama wanaenda kupaka mafuta hawa watu. Martha Koome this woman is actually now this is actually now proving us something else. Hata mimi naogopa sasa Chief Justice mwingine asikuja akue kama asikuwe female. Tunaona ni kama huu Ruto sijini anafanya hii mambo. Attorney General ni mama pia. I've seen them there when walikuwa wanaapisha Kithure hapo. They are all female there, all of them. Yet females are dying here. We are talking about femicide here. They are still sugarcoating the whole shit. Wakisema si femicide. It's not a gender. I mean, Karen Nyamo anaingia hapo mbio. Amefunguliwa ingie. Yani ni drama. Kenya ni drama. Yani tunakaa na videos. Drama after drama. It's so bad. We want to end that. And the only thing we're ending that is Revolution 1111. Tutatokea na tutaenda. People are arguing that Professor Kithure Kindiki is going to make this Kenya work because he's a professor. I'm like, people are stupid or what? They don't know the work and the duties of a deputy president. He's not a CS. He's assisting the president. And if the president may fail, even the deputy president may fail. He's not a CS. He's not that ati Jugeshagu ametoka health services zitakuwa improved. Zitakuwa worse kabisa hivyo venye ziko sahi. Security si atitakuwa mzuri juu nani Kithure ameingia. It is going to be worse. All those systems are still going to be worse. The roots of these problems ni huyu mjamaa Ruto. Until tumtoe, because he's the cause of all things. Hata mchange nani mweke nani ama mtoe nani mweke nani, it's nonsense. Nothing is going to work. He's the head. Akitoka, Kenya will change. But the fact that this guy is still there and he's still controlling the people, the CS and whoever they are I mean, it's a lot. Hatutaki kurant sana juu hata wanatusikizangi. But wanatumanga watu wakuje kutusikiza hapa ndio waanze kutumia threatful messages after this. It's so bad. So bad. Patrick.
Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you, Patrick.
Tunakusikia.
You can hear me, yeah? Yeah.
Patrick, tunakusikia. Ongea, tunakusikia.
Santi, thank you, Fabish na Seska for this show. And you are right. Everything in this country has fallen up. Unajua, I think I was just doing a recent study to understand how Ruto captures all these institutions. Na nimegundua kitu moja. When I was listening to the High Court case, ndio nikajua zile strategies William Ruto hutumia capture these institutions. Parliament anajuanga wabunge wanataka tu pesa ya kwenda harambe na wanataka matenders na kupewa some little cash. He knows that tactic. Anaitumia all the time. Tool ya Ruto kutrade na hizi institutions ni pesa. Judiciary kile nimerealize anachukua wale spouses wake wa majudges anawapea kazi. That's what he's doing. Anachukua ma spouses wa members of judiciary, anachukua wale relatives wao anaweka in key positions. The way you saw that judge ambaye bibi yake mwenye ana run a state corporation. So that is a way ambaye huyu judge ako captured. Hawezi rule anything against the state. So today, vile tunaendelea, I want to remind you that before the 2010 constitution, Kenya ilikuwa close to war in 2007. And the major reason why we were about to go to war in this country in 2007 was that after elections, nobody trusted even the jury to take a case, the judiciary and all that. So mimi niko nasema saizi for now. Wacha Rigathi I go through the court system. I end the Court of Appeal, I end the Supreme Court, and let it be known. Let us not assume that it's only the High Court. I want the things to run the whole course. Court of Appeal, Court of the Supreme Court to do okay. So this is how the system is. Watch our complete, because now if you rise up now and unasema you don't trust what the High Court did, they say, but this is the Court of Appeal, then there's the Supreme Court. So let us give them a chance to pronounce themselves on these issues. I want to confirm conclusively that the judiciary is indeed captured. I don't want a shadow of doubt that ikwe ni jaji moja ama mwili. I want it to be confirmed that the whole of it is captured. Now, one thing you realize that our president is that kind who is so paranoid. Ni mtu umuoga sana. And kitu kidogo tu kitamtetemesha. Juzi niliona vijana wana meet cultural event huko Ndumberi and the state was so scared. That small thing too, it was so scared. So what I can tell you is this. You have not seen anything yet. I think what is cooking will shock you guys. People are just mark timing. They are waiting for the right time. And when it explodes, it will be worse. You know, initially, Kenyans walikuwa lose trust na parliament. Wakasema, okay, wacha tujaribu judiciary. So wameona what has happened at the High Court. So it's just a matter of time. I can tell you that. It's just a matter of time. You're going to see what you cannot see. There's some information I cannot share here for security reasons. But I think when you look across this country today, the nation is pulsating and people are just waiting for the right trigger. And I can tell you the trigger is going to come very soon and at the right time. A major one. It's just going to happen organically and people will rise up. And that is one thing that I'm proud of. Vitu zinajiset to put themselves in place. You know the way June 25th will happen. Ilianza TV pole alafika fika mahali kalipuka. But now we know that these guys are going on with the abductions and they're doing all these kind of things and people are watching. And some people have gone underground and they're waiting just at the right time to do their action. I can tell you Kenyans, any action that will rise up, majority of the Kenyans will support and will say, bas, that is it. Because as we speak today, this regime has totally failed. We don't have a regime totally. It is totally failed. So somebody has captured all our key institutions, and now he wants to turn himself into a dictator. And that's something that Kenyans we are prepared to stop by all means necessary. Those who understand that, we're going to stop that by all means necessary. So for now, I'll say, keep your ears on the ground, keep your eyes, look around, and there are so many things that are happening because watu wengi wameretreat kwa background because of these abductions and all that. So people are laying key strategies of how to deal with everything. So what we can do here, one thing, we can have our message clear. Let's get our message out as we are doing here, make our message out clear. And also let us have our medium of how to communicate and pass our message. Because tukuwe na channel ambayo message yetu itaanza kutembea. Message tu itembee. Wacha message itembee. na watu waanze ku-own your message, because nation size ni watu wanatafuta what is the way out. Ni kama mtu amefungiwa kwa room na anatafuta njia out. Ukimwonyesha tu kuna njia hapa, mtu atatoka. So that is where we are as a nation today. So I want to encourage you that let us continue with our messaging, and let us re-strategize, and let us network. Let us network, because things which are strategic, you don't discuss them in public. But if we network and strategize, we can make a step ahead, because there are several people who are listening here. They can listen to your strategies, they listen to how you're doing it. But let's just network. Using these forums, let's network and get our messages out. And then there are so many things cooking up. So let's keep up pressure. Thank you.
It's okay, Patrick. We are actually aware of what is happening. Kwa ground si ati mambo iko sawa. I know those people are not feeling good, because hata amekuwa scared because of that. Hiyo watu walipatana Dumberi, na nimesikia amepeana statement hizo mambo ya Mugithi inaenda kwa clubs and whatever, people should stop. I think he's a very coward guy. For him to come to a point that watu wamepatana just for once na ameanza kuingiza fever. I mean, it's a very sensitive topic that I think I'm not in the space to talk about it, but whatever happens. But people are aware. See that the country is at peace right now. It does not lie to each other. Whatever is being cooked, whatever is being cooked in Yamaji, we don't want to talk about it, but we are just aware. Tuko tu rada, but tunajua venye kuko. Yeah, someone else, you can request the mic, you come and tell us your thought here. Hashtag. You can request mic, you come, we speak here. Here we give out mic. Hapa si kama hizo spaces za ukia mtata with ambiguous words and no solutions to Kenyans. Here we give out mic. You can request, tutakupatia. Fabish.
Yeah, we have to talk, kila mtu tutoe solution, because hatuwezi tukuwa tunakaa psycho kila wakati tukiongea na tupati solution na tuseme tunataka kufanya nini. We must discuss and propel solution. Jabonji, how are you doing? So yes, let's continue sharing the space. At least we listen from different speakers tuweze kusikia. Yeah, welcome Jabonji.
Thanks Fabish. Nipatie dakika kadhaa, we'll just come on the speaker.
Okay, sawa. Yeah. I see our comrade Kumbukeni. Welcome. Our comrade Precious, Frank, Faizi wote, tuko wengi. Yeah, let's bring our voices. We are now building momentum. Come bring your voice, bring your thoughts, bring your opinion. Every opinion counts. To have a movement need a collective of voices. So don't just be on the listeners panel, comment, come to the speaker, tell us.
Yeah, Fabish, yesterday, unajua, I was listening to this Okia Mtata guy. And
Yes.
I learned something that I always like taken for granted. This guy, the way he was talking, for example, we guys, we are always talking about we the people. Unajua? So this guy went further. I hope most of you were in that space. So this Okia Mtata guy went further and said, we the people means a Kenyan with the vote. Unajua? Kwa sababu at the end of the day, Ruto is there because of our vote somehow, but we don't know if this time we will use the vote. But putting that aside, where anytime someone comes to space and talks about the changes, we also must make sure we have that vote. Unajua? That vote, that is what makes you we the people, because that is the deciding factor. Because whether we do revolution to a toy at some point, we have to vote in someone who is the president, who is democratically elected. Unajua? So we always have to remember this. This thing, we've been taking it for granted. Unajua? Like, you look at the number of youth who've been voting. You see, like, me, I speak for myself sometimes. This year, the last 5 months, the interest of Kenyan youth in politics has been amazing. Unajua, me, if I look at like the way my nephews, my mother, the way they are now interested in politics after the 25th June, it's so much encouraging. Like, we people we are owning up, to the cake. We are looking at the mistakes of our parents and we are avoiding them. Unajua, the only thing that still iwe inanipatia this fear is that there's this narrative about the tyranny of numbers and the tribal, the way people are being, you see a neighbor, mtu tu mko naye umekuwa ukimsaidia, hana rent, unamchip up, but that day you're voting, that's when the differences come. And sometimes it's not even the politician, it's just us. Unajua, I don't know, we need to get rid of this culture. Mtu tu ako poa, umemsaidia campus, even you give them job, you employ them, it's not like you're like blackmailing them that if you employ them, they must go your way of thinking. No, I mean, like, at the end of the day, these guys, the decisions they make on the ballot, it's just whatever you do, they just have to wait for the decisions from home, from their mother, like from the millennials, they have to look for them. What is the decision on the ground? Unajua, what are they talking about? And they just follow that line like sheep. This is what we need to get rid of. Unajua, Fabish, sometimes we talk here for hours and hours. Unajua, even don't get me wrong, I'm not discouraging anyone, I'm just being factually and realistic. Sometimes you can speak. For example, I remember very well 2022. I'm from Nyanza. I told my mom, listen, I don't support Raila. Me, I will tell you, I've never supported that guy, for honestly. But when someone tries to bring this narrative of everyone from Nyanza always votes this guy, to be honest, me, I'm always the minority. My family knows me, They know I'm always against this guy. For one, I don't succumb to someone who never wants to be held accountable at the grassroots. Unajua, imagine you go to the grassroots level, you want to go in with that ticket. All of us know here what happens there. Huh? If that guy does not second you or doesn't like you, whether you are famous or what, this guy, you will not get that ticket. Unaelewa? So this is one of the reasons from the grassroots level. There is dictatorship in ODM, for example. So I'm just telling you so you know. So when I see someone on the timeline talking about people from this region, they only go this way, unajua, or they generalize. This is what exactly is giving power, unajua, to the elites, to these political elites, because they know at the end of the day, it will take only 1 month to rubbish all this civic education. They will just walk around the villages and tell them, look, we are going to have one party, one suit, unajua, so that we have defense in the parliament, this bullshit. So that when they reach there, they are able to pass all these bills zenye mnaona, left, right, and center, unajua. So you ask yourself, when you are here in this space today, ask yourself one question. At the end of the day, don't come to this space kama usha make mind yako where you are going to vote. Don't come here with a fixed mind. Come here ready to learn and ready to follow facts, unajua, and look at the history. If you cannot learn from history, you keep making the same mistake here to vote emotional vote, then Ruto will not come out of that seat easily through ballot. Everyone agrees. Everyone when wanaongea kwa television utasikia wakisema kutoa Ruto 2027 will be a joke. Unajua, look at how this guy is capturing the judiciary. IEBC hata ajali. This guy mind yake mnaongea 2027. This guy mind yake iko huko 2034 huko. He wants to extend. Get. He's playing a very high game. We have to reach his level of strategy. Unajua, let's reach his level. Let's argue there ahead of him. Unajua, but the first things first. Fabish, let's insist kila mtu akwe na vote. Anything can happen. Revolution can happen anytime. It's not a matter of how but when. But when it happens, alafu upate kwa hii space, for example, utapata 4 people out of 37 wako na kura, and they are talking about political solutions for political problems. So that is my, I don't want to rage so much, but I just speak from experience. Unajua, So guys, please, in your timeline, stop generalizing, number 1. And number 2, to avoid this thing of kuweka watu sijui Nyanza, region, this one should be abolished. That's what Rwanda did. That's what Rwanda did. That's why saizi wameendelea. Kenyans, we are just looking at them kwa view sasa. Unajua, walibanizi vitu za call mtu from the tribe, I don't know from what. For example, me, for example, I'm from the Nyanza, unajua region. My wife is from Kalenjin. So what exactly should I tell my kids, for example? Which tribe are they? Are they Kalenjins or are they Luo? Unaget, Look at people like, one time I challenged my family. For example, I told them, Orengo, wife Orengo anatoka wapi? Okay, mtoto wa Raila kijanake alioa wapi? Let's start from there. Okay, Babu Owino, wife yake anatoka wapi? But you find that there is this thing about ethnic classism or tribal classism yenye tu ukioa from outside inakujanga tu inatokea from our parents and grandparents. Unaget? We need to get rid of this from the grassroots. This is where it comes in. Unajua? So me, when someone says for me this thing of tribalism, me waambia, let's start from the leaders you pick. Unajua? Mwenye wanakuja wanakuambia hivi at you need to vote this way because these guys did this. When Rigathi was abusing Raila, that is personal. That's their own business. Don't involve me. Unaget? Rigathi kwenda, I don't need to celebrate or to be sad about anything. That is not my problem. Because what makes you think that Rigathi akienda, ati now we will have everything cheap? But for your information, even tax have just gone high. See, IMF wamepeana loan kwa sababu UAE was giving them some cheaper loan. But IMF wakasema no. Okay, ukichukua hiyo loan tena wacha tukupatie ile ingine, okay, but ongeza tax. And what is Obado doing this? What is his name? This treasury guy. Ndio hiyo 2024 bill imekuja. So do you think Rigathi was the problem? No. So why are people celebrating? Rigathi was not the problem. The problem is the snake must go. We need to change that. So this is the narrative we should be spreading. Unajua? That we don't need to be classified along tribal lines and to be put in regions of this data about tribal politics. I will land for now, okay? I will be listening. Thanks so much, Fabish.
Yeah, thank you. Kumbukeni.
Sasa Fabish,
Karibu sana Kumbukeni.
Asanti. Sijapata ujumbe bado, wamemwachilia Tom ama bado?
Nani?
Tom Gombe.
Bado hatujapata ujumbe wa Tom Gombe.
Haya basi. So that's another thing we have to do today, tusukume hiyo post tena leo. Anyway, so Ponji, nilikuwa nimeambia Fabish nitakaa chini leo nisikize, lakini ukaanza kuongea alafu mimi nikasema hapana, siwezi kaa chini, lazima niingie niseme something. There's something called, leo asubuhi nilikuwa mafunzo. Wale ambao mjui, kuna mwalimu ambaye alikuwa hapo kitambo, alikuwa anaitwa John Carruthers, and he talks about it. There's something called phantom of liberation. The phantom of liberation. The phantom of liberation is the idea that we black people, sisi wa Afrika, sisi wa na Ubuntu, we think that we can get liberated within the system of oppression, which is a false notion, and therefore the idea of a phantom of liberation. And we are always chasing it. And we are always chasing it and saying the vote, the vote, the vote, the vote, the vote. Lakini mna vote within a system of oppression. System yenye imesetiwa up already kuwafailia. So ni kama una vote ndio uone utapata kiwango kipi cha mkate. So how much of the crumbs will you get? That's essentially what you're getting. You're not putting your efforts in being the baker and the grower of the wheat and the one who decides who's going to get the bread or not. You're busy fighting for the crumbs, and that's the phantom of liberation. Which is why nasema history ya kushinda mkizungumzia voting without looking outside of the box and seeing where we need to go without approaching things from an African. Na democracy ni vipi tuko na democracy na system high function? Ni vipi tuko na democracy na mimi siwezi kuja hapa niseme Ruto ni mwenda wazimu na nisishikwe? So this idea of thinking that voting is the solution, we need to get away from it because it will keep us in a cycle of oppression. Voting is not the solution. Voting seems like the solution, but it's not the solution, especially under the system. Once we break this system and we have our own system, then we can start talking about how are we going to govern that system. And maybe we start planning ahead and implement once we have liberation. Lakini history ya kushinda tukisema under this system of oppression ati tukivote there's no liberation as long as the system stands. Asante Fabish, wacha nirudi chini.
Sorry. Before you go down, I would like to be clear. What I was saying was this. Listen, at the end of the day, that's what I said. At the end of the day, you must have a voter's card. You know, you want to get rid of the whole system. Yes, well and good. We still need to vote it out at some point, you know. And unless you're going for authoritative, you know, or any other, you know, dictatorial, you know, means of governance, I think as we speak now, we need to make sure at least we have the voting card. I'm not saying that we are going to vote 2027 or tomorrow or after tomorrow, but we should have also plan A, B, and C. So plan B, A should be like revolution, okay? And then we move to plan B, plan C, all those courses of action. But if we just go for plan A and we keep, I know revolution takes time, but what if we are called for votes for something that affects our lives, like what we are talking about now, the system or referendum?
Yeah, Jabonji, you know, where the point where we start getting distracted, your narrative najua umetoa huko kwa Ukio Mtata. That's what I'm telling you. These people sometimes they want to put themselves kwamba wanajua ama they are leading us while they are distracting us. Number one, taking a vote does not need 1 year. When we have a proper system that is working, even 2 days, 3 days, kila moja anaweza na nakakata kura. Telling us to have full plates at the same time is not making sense. Tumekuja tukakaa tukazungumza na tukaona, we avoid all options. Tukaangalia tukasema, the only way ya kumwondoa William Ruto is all through voting. It is through revolution. Telling us at some point, when you already remove and you already have a credible institutions in place, taking a voter's card, it does not need kungojea nini. When the systems are working, within 1 week, kila mtu amekuwa na voter's card na imeisha. So I don't know why now people lazima ati some things is very normal, very you know, si kitu ya kusema ati kwamba lazima kupanga kuchukua kadi. Ikifika hiyo wakati watu watachukua kadi. We are not saying kwamba ati watu watachukua cards forever. Now you are asking another question that we are taking ourselves round bottom to the pit. That what if there is something to vote in this country? That is not even should be a question from someone ambao tunajua kwamba tunapigania revolution. Voting in this country with this current regime. Now, what is the difference between IBC and the judiciary? You want to tell me that things that judiciary cannot do, IBC will have that miraculously, that they will execute the mandate as expected, while judiciary, that actually they are the ones supposed to be very strict in adhering to that constitution, are doing other things. So what we should be saying is, in this current regime of William Ruto, we don't want to hear anything about call voting. Anything about voting under William Ruto is a scam. We must first understand and stick to that. Ata iwe nini. Anything about voting in William Ruto regime, that one is a scam. So William Ruto akiondoka, we have, whether ata kama ni transition committee, you know, problem with watu kama Ukio Mtata, they start to be, you know, they are led with greed and opportunistic kwamba okay, this opportunity tukuje tutafute ile fame ya wanasiasa. Now they are not thinking about the interest of the country again. They are marauding like wounded hyenas looking for carcass somewhere. Ni kama fisi wanazunguka sasa wakitafuta mizoga. That is politicians, typical politicians in Kenya, how they behave. They always look for opportunity, but they don't want to face realities with people. Okia Umtata, I can assure him that leo tukaenda uchaguzi anafikiri anaenda na Ruto, even we cannot even gather 1 million votes. Wacha hiyo kwamba anajidanganya na kujiuzia uongo ya pesa nani. That is the reality for now with William Ruto. But later, yes, it is that we can uplift him. So hii mambo ni ya kutudistract, kutuambia kura kwani inahitaji nini kuchukua kura kama institutions zina work. Siku 2 siku 3 kila moja ameweka kura mfukoni. Kwa hivyo mbona tuchukue hiyo ikuwe ni big deal? Big deal ni kuondoa William Ruto saizi. That is a big deal. Tukafika 2027 kama tujemuondoa Ruto, hatuwezi kumuondoa kwa kura, tutaendelea pia lazima tumuondoe kwa revolution. That is what thing we should be talking about.
Yeah, Fabish, I understand that we are in a forum for revolution. I respect that and I am in for it. What I'm trying to say is we can always deal with revolution as also we try to maraud or work on other ventures. It's like this public participation or whatever, we know it's rigged, but doesn't mean that we cannot do things like protests, going to the street, using hashtag, all this, as long as all our aims are headed to the same thing, like we are all trying to get there. All our motive is one, to get rid of Ruto. Any channel we can use at our disposal, whatever it takes, as long as we all align towards the goal. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that the only way is voting. I know that for a fact, and and we all know, no one is going to beat Ruto on the ballot box in 2027. We all know that now. However, during our revolution, we should always keep in mind, like, what's next after revolution? We have to form systems. We have to come up with we have to come up with a solution to form the government. And someone just said before they dropped out that the system is so corrupt, it's not working. Yeah, we can fix that after revolution, but we still need to have the card ready for anything. That's what I meant. Plan A, B, C, and D. People who are doing demonstration, we cannot stop them because it's not revolution. People who are going to vote, we cannot stop them if that is the case because the revolution is going on. We will try, and that is what we are trying to do here. So we should suspend constitution like Ruto has done. Ruto has actually suspended constitution, and it's showing us his middle finger. That is what he's doing. But what do we have left? Because the judiciary is gone. The IBC is gone. So what do we have left? Civil disobedience is what I advocated for the other day as part of the struggle, to get rid of this guy, civil disobedience. But again, if you look at all this civil disobedience and all this demonstration and revolution, we need to bring in people of the like-mindedness, and we need loyalty. We need to come up with a different movement. Different from the space. We need to have something called what makes a revolution successful. We have to look into that. We have to break down real revolution, not revolution on space. We have to break it down. What does it take to go to revolt against someone like Ruto, who has been killing us left, right, and center, who has been jailing, abducting, and doing all those things after suspending the constitution? So we have to get the few people. That's why in one of the spaces I was saying, if we are going revolution way, we must have loyalists, 100 people only, to form this revolution, and we move forward. Okay. Sorry, I think Kali Angoma, your mic is on.
Kali Angombe.
You can go on.
Hi.
Okay. Kaliangoma, before you talk, I wanted to talk to this guy of unasema mambo ya vote.
No, ngoja kwanza. Seko ngoja kwanza. Let Kalia ng'ombe. Tutarudi. Japunje kuna zizi.
Sawa.
Yeah, Kalia ng'ombe, kindly open your mic.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I wonder actually whether Kenyans are ready for the democracy that many people have lost their lives for, or whether because I mean, in a democracy, we expect that elected representatives listen to their constituents. The finance bill just showed us that there are times when they could listen. But we take this for granted, and I think Kenyans imagine that a dictator would owe them anything, right? So we keep voting for them. If you look at our country, voted for Kenyatta, we voted for Moi, we voted for Ruto, and we voted for only one Democrat, and that's Kibaki. I think Uhuru was close, but not there. What we don't know is that the vote we cast for dictators affirms our irrelevance. And yet people think that a strong man owes us anything. A strong man owes us nothing. We get abused, we get used to it. But it seems to me that we love them. How many people, including the Gen Zs now, are ready to fight? Maybe we should reach a point where we say, let's give Kenyans their skunk, right? If Kenyans want Ruto, let them have their Ruto. If not, then we really need to fight for our democratic space and elect the right people. But who are those people? Who are those people that are coming out to show that they actually do believe in democracy? The finance bill, for example, right? It is pushed down our throat. And there are many other decisions that have been pushed down our throat because we elected a strong man. But it seems to me that is what Kenyans want. What else do they want? And are we the majority that want a different rule? Or are we the minority? I think that's the question. I'm posing more of a question than an answer, and I'd like to hear what you guys think about that. Sorry, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks.
Sorry, Kaliangoma, can I respond to you?
Yes, of course.
So according to you, you mean that the people made the wrong decision to select people who they thought were good, but they turned out to be like authoritative. People who are not listening to them, and you're asking about what we can do to get rid of them. Basically, according to the Constitution, we can recall them. However, the problem is that there is no IBC, the body that is constituted to take care of the recall, and they know that, so they are dragging the process. So I think that has answered your question. That's why we are talking about revolution as opposed to democracy, because democracy is not working since the constitution has been suspended. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
I mean, Kariangombe, before you go, were you talking about the MPs or you are including the president there? Because you cannot recall a president using the IEBC.
All of them. All of them. The whole lot.
Okay, IEBC you can never recall a president to the IEBC. IEBC cannot correct votes. Signatures to that. The only thing you can throw President Ruto out of the office, if you're using the constitution, it's by the National Assembly, and the National Assembly ameinunua. The MPs that we expect that tunaweza peleka huko wanapeleka motion ya kuimpeach president are the same people that are with him. So the only way we can remove this guy, we had only two options: the National Assembly, na ameinunua. The other option is us now going to the street ndio atoke huku atake asitake, because there's no other way. IBC will not help. Even if IBC is right, iko sahi, it will only help in recalling these MPs and whoever, but the president himself, the main problem, labda atolewe na National Assembly na Wakenya. That's it. Another thing I was to tell this guy, I don't know, taking kuras, yeah, tutachukua kura tutachukua at the right time. But for now, and that's why I'm actually telling people not to join these spaces for politicians, because they will actually be having their own agendas there. Like yesterday, you're having Omtata is having a space, and the topic is he wants to discuss that it's about the new funding model. Yet there are no students there. Hakuna comrades wenye wako hapo to discuss the new funding model. Yet he's there telling people that the only thing inaweza saidia wa Kenya pia ni wachukue kura. Kura ni nini? That's a thing we can do even for a week. It's not a big deal. Hata tukichukua kura hakuna IBC. It's there. Tutafanya hiyo. Lakini the main thing is revolution 1111. For us to go for street. Hata kama tutaenda tulale huko, that's the only thing. Taking votes we are going to take. New registered voters will be there. Many of them. You wait and see in 2027. There's so much people who have never voted and they're going to vote. Watu wenye zaliwa from 2002 to 2005 will be having their votes there. Those are around 8, I don't know how many millions of people. Very many of them.
Sesko.
Yeah.
What you should understand is, it is not guarantee that we are going to have election in 2027. It is not guarantee. And if William Ruto and all these other bunch of politicians waiting for that 2027, they might be surprised. That election might be next year. It might be 2026. It might be early next year. It might be mid next year. So, kitu ya kwanza is the narrative of these politicians, these opportunists, that they will be coming now and posing a question. Yes, you know, even if we remove William Ruto, and then what will follow after that? To me, I'm sorry to use these words. I want to say those are very stupid questions that does not make any sense. Because you want to tell me that if anything happens today to William Ruto, that the country now is dead, that the country now cannot move on. So I don't want, when I hear somebody saying that if you remove William, then what? It is very obvious. We remove William Ruto, then we change the country. What are you asking me again? Then what? Another thing is they will be telling you that, oh, you know, the politicians, what they are trying to tell you, but they want to come in different ways. Oh, you need to take votes. What they are telling you in another way, you need to have me in mind. You know, Okia Omtata, he should be patriotic and he should not be selfish. It is not a must that he become president. He has been in the movement, yes. He's a good person, yes. But it doesn't mean kwamba every good person deserves to be president. You can be good in other areas. Kwanza, that is, let us understand each other for that. In fact, even if you ask me, Okia Omtata is good, but is not good as politician. So, these politicians should talk being, taking advantages and being opportunistic. Kama wanataka kusimama na sisi tuondoe William Ruto, wawache kujifikiria. So, even Okia Omtata, watu wamekuwa akisema, even behind the curtain, that is a gun for hire. Most of these petitions that tunaona akipeleka, sometimes he's been paid to do that. Of which it is okay, as long as it is working for us Kenyans. But now, his actions, now, hajawahi kusimama na movement. Kila wakati ni hii, na unakuja kututuma tuchukue kura, tunaenda kuchukua kura kwa nani? So please, when we go to these politician spaces, let's know who we are dealing with. Yeah. In spaces tulisema we will be calling who you are. I see now Jabonji dropped. because that was the point. Alikuwa anakuja kudrive, but it is better tubaki watano tukitafuta suluhisho kuliko tuje tudanganyane hapa. In these places, si tunakuona 18 when you try to drive agenda of politician ati you know something that is making sense. It's making sense. Kwani kura itaenda wapi? Kura itakimbia iende wapi? No, we are not attacking Okiya Mtata, but you are saying he should come out and support the movement na awache mambo ya kutuambia tuchukue sijui kura, awache mambo ya 2027. Okiya Mtata should. Kuna jamaa hapa anaitwa Arvin, wanafanya na yeye. We send him clear message here. I have texted him, I have even DM'd Okiya Mtata, and I always tagged him that letting come out clearly, support the movement and be at the forefront. Mambo ya election hawachane nayo kwanza. We have him in mind, of course. Always you should know that. We have him in mind. But you see now, when he comes to spaces and telling people to take votes, then people will be going and spreading messages that bring confusions. Because he should be number one, championing for revolution.
My sense is that we need everyone in, not we shouldn't fight those that support the movement in any way. I think that there will be different ideas brought by different people. Some will say, let's take votes. Others will say revolution. But I don't think that is right for us to push away anyone who has an idea about what should be done. I think we've got one enemy in this country, or maybe two: parliament and government. Anyone else fighting those two should be our ally, and we should not push them away, right? The ideas might be different, but the bigger
problem,
picture,
Kalia,
the bigger picture.
it comes in that ideas, because when we are saying that we have weight, there is no other way of removing except revolution, and then you are telling us to take votes. Tell me how are we saying that we are on the same page? Because even William Ruto himself, that is what he's preaching, that if you want to win me, wait in 2027, go and take votes and go and vote me out. That is what he's saying. So if you again come here and tell us that let's go and take votes, it's not the same language that you are talking with the same oppressor.
I hear you. I hear you, Fabish. I hear you, Fabish. But I think I mean, there's not one way to achieve our goals. There are several ways. First of all, we don't know which one will succeed, right? So I think just having all the ammunitions together is useful. For me, is the most important. What you need is people you right. The path might be different, but the goal, if those people are
Kaliang'ombe, we lost you. You know, they say two people cannot work together unless they are in agreement. Unless they are in agreement. That is a principle number one. You cannot work together in one road unless you are in agreement. Now, if we are saying that we need votes, why are we wasting our energies in these spaces? During voting period, IBC wenyewe wanafanyaga the civic education, wanafanyaga publicity ya kutosha, utasikiaga wakiimba, kupiga kura ni haki yako, nenda kata kura. They are the one, you know, sensitizing the public. We have seen that we don't have any other ways of removing William Ruto, and ballot is not, at least ballot is not one of them. So, wajua, tulisema tutakuwa radical. Na tutakuwa tunasema tu vile ilivyo. Whether it is going to work or is not going to work, but at least history will judge us. That is what I said I'll be doing. It is only revolution. Tukikuja kudanganyana hapa kusema we need plan A, B, C, D. Hiyo ndio zile vitu wa tunatumiwa na NIS kuja kutuchanganya. We only need 3 plans, A, B, and C. A, revolution. B, revolution. And if A and B failed, you go back to plan A. That is the only way to remove William Ruto. Lakini tukianza kusema halafu unakuja unatuambia unajua lazima tuchukue kura. Kuchukua kura hitaji mambo mengi. Ni kwenda tu kukata kura. Baka tukate kura tukishamuondoa Ruto na tunajua kwamba tuko na watu waadilifu katika IBC. Ambao tunajua ukikata kura yako, hiyo kura yako itahesabika. Kwa hivyo mkiona saa zingine labda when we are calling people out, sio tu kwamba tunapingana na kila mtu, lakini ya nini to entertain mambo mengine ambayo tunajua kwamba tunadanganyana. Ndio sababu tumemtumia ujumbe ukia Mtata, tunamwambia kuja utangaza msimamo ndugu, kama uko kwa revolution ama kama uko kwa revolution wewe tuambie, weka chini ungoje tukitoa Ruto ndio tukuje tukutafute tukupigie kura. Lakini usikuje kutuchanganya na elimu duni ya kutuambia saa hizi tukachukue kura wakati hata bodi yenyewe ya IBC ya kukata kura hakuna. Na hata ikakuweko tunajua kwamba haiwezi enda ikiwa kesi ambayo tunapeleka kotini kasikizwe na majaji ambao waliapishwa kulinda na kutetea katiba kwa mujibu wa sheria ile iliyoko pale. Hawafuati hiyo katiba. Alafu leo hii unataka kutuambia bodi ya watu 9 ndio inaweza kutekeleza hayo majukumu yote kwa uadilifu. Uadilifu bungeni imekosekana. Uadilifu kwa rais mwenyewe hakuna. Kwa mahakama hakuna. Kwa vyombo madola za usalama hakuna. Sasa utakuja kutuambia kwamba kutakuwa na maajabu itafanyika, wale makamishna watachaguliwa kwa tume ya uchaguzi ndio watakuja kukua na uadilifu ndani ya hii serikali ya Ruto. Sasa ile kitu ambayo iko tunasema tu ni kupotezana muda. Saa zingine unaweza kuwa unaonekana uko na ushawishi mkubwa, lakini haimaanishi kwamba unajua kila kitu, sababu wale ambao tunafinyiliwa ni sisi huku chini. Sasa tukija zingine kutoa hoja za kupotezana, ndio sababu tunasema kwamba tutajitenga na hizo hoja. Haina haja tupoteze muda mrefu, muda mwingi tukiongea, tukipapasana na tukileta hoja ambazo tunajua kwamba hazina msingi, hazina mwelekeo. Hapa tumeona kwamba tuko na kiongozi ambaye anatunyanyasa, amekiuka katiba, kanuni, sheria zote za nchi. Alafu bado mnatuambia kwamba tukate kura tumbandue. Kivipi? Ikifika wakati tushambandua kukata kura, hiyo si kitu ya kusema ati tunaifanya ikue kwamba ni hoja kubwa, lazima sijui tuiwekee miadhara. Hapana. Kila mtu anajua mahali pa kwenda kukata kura ikifika, lakini hata before kwenda kukata hiyo kura, tunahitaji kwamba tuko na tume ambayo iko na uadilifu, inayoaminika, inayoeleweka, tume ambayo itakumbatiwa na wananchi na pia itakumbatiwa na sheria. We need a commission that will be accepted by the citizens, and also it will be accepted by the law. That is what we call the credibility of that institution. So, as we are talking, saa zingine we have these influential people. They will come. They have their own interest that we cannot tell for now. But they will try and divert us slowly by slowly, taking us into their ideologies, because some of them are conflicted. Some of them, yes, they mean well for this country, but they have very high ambition, and they want to drive us to that ambition. We don't have problem. We are all Kenyans. We support everyone's ambition. As long as you are clean, you are trusted. But don't divert our attention. Don't bring confusion. Let's not be agent of confusion by ourselves. And that is why it is becoming very difficult to understand each other. Because people want to hear soft things. And people want to hear what they want to hear. If we are saying we have to face revolution, you have to understand that it is about sacrifices. But because some people, they don't want to leave their comfort zones. And that is why they don't even want to hear those kind of talks, but they want to remain relevant at the same time. That is a problem. That is when we have a conflicted personalities, because this person wants to remain relevant and yet he wants change at the same time. You have to choose what you are going to sacrifice. In a revolution, you have to sacrifice something. Some of these people, yes, we know that they have huge investments. They might also have fear of that, their investment. Some of them, they are investing with their partners who are members of this regime. They are here with us. And they are scared. Because if their partners are affected, even then they are going to be affected. That is what you people don't know. I don't know now my big wigs, these politicians. How can I join businesses, join properties with the people who are in the regime, join companies? So that is why saa zingine mambo kuna mazungumzo ikienda mahali, but at some point no, they even fear for their investment, and yet here we will be supporting them blindly, and now they will be diverting us. I know this kind of conversation for a radical movement is going to be very difficult. There are those that will join with excitement, but at some stage they are going to drop. The way people came into this movement with different expectations, different reasons, different agendas, different plans. It is the same. It is still going on. But it has to continue persisting, pushing. Those who are going to drop, they are going to drop. Others are going to join. That is movement. It is not easy. It has never been easy. A true patriot that you can say he has always been consistent, you can say someone like Miguna. And that is why sometimes you will see he will have many critics than friends. That's what I'm telling you. When you become a revolutionarist, watu hata wanaweza kukuona wewe ni mwenda wazimu. Because revolutionary is about critical thinking. You think the way other people. The problem that we have in our country most time is no matter how much you are learned, but I believe sometimes we are intellectually lazy. Sometimes we just avoid that, certain direction of thinking because we just don't want to burn our brains there. And that's why tunaongea mambo ya revolution, tunaona this one need tuchoma akili, moja tu tungoje kura. Of which it cannot. Na Ruto ashajua ku capitalize on that. Tungoje 2027. Mtu kama Okiya Omtata hata anaweza kuwa funded na William Ruto. And then kila mmoja atasema Okiya Omtata kuwa amekuwa funded. They will never tell us. Mutaenda upate wamecheza karata, ameshindwa na 500,000 votes. Wataenda kotini wakuja watuambie kumeenda vile kumeenda. Alafu anakuja wanatuambia wamefanya post election agreement. Tunawekwa kwa box, tunaendelea tukienda. If we continue this trajectory, lakini people will come and say, we have to share different opinions. Everybody in this movement, there are many other ways. There are a lot of ways of removing. Tell us which other way. Lakini tukikuacha utupatie which other way, utatupeleka pale kwa voting. Lakini tukiendelea kuoja hapo kwa voting, utatuambia kwamba unajua kwamba Ruto ataiba. Tunarudi tena pale tulikweko. There is no any other language that you can use for revolution. There is no any other language. Hata hao kuambia. Tukasikiza saa hizi Okiya Omtata sababu anahitaji relevant. Tutamunga mkono tuchukue kura. Hata tupeleka mpaka uchaguzi ishe, aje atuambie kura imeibwa. How many times Raila amekuwa akichezwa? Anazungushwa mwishoe ni kuja kulia imeibwa. Tutazunguka kwa hiyo circles mpaka lini? That is why we are saying no, we should now stop hiyo mchezo. Hiyo mchezo wa patapotea, we should now stop and start life afresh. That's what we are calling for. I know kwamba yes, along the way wale watu ambao tumeanza nao wengine inaendaga inakuwa uncomfortable because wanataka kutuambia vitu ambao. So guys, personally mimi sitachoka. Wale ambao tunaongea radical movement, radical revolution, tutaendelea kuongea. Wale ambao wanataka kupiga kura, you are free to do so. Lakini what I can tell you, mimi nilishatangaza msimamo. Ile siku watu wataenda kupiga kura, Mungu atujalie atuweke hai wote, mimi nitakuwa on the street nikishatengeneza posters na banners nikiwangojea. Mumalize kupiga kura, mtanipata tu kwa street, muje mniambie kimeibiwa, tuendelee. Because mimi kama ni kupigana kwa street kwa revolution, nitaendelea kupigana, sitachoka hata iwe lini. Sisemi kwamba lazima tuende 11-11 tushinde, hata ikuwe 11-11 2024, ikuwe 11-11 2025, ikuwe 11-11 2026, ikuwe 11-11 2027, hata ikuwe 11-11 30. As long as I am alive, I am for revolution with this regime. When we get a good regime, I'll be a champion. Mimi ndio nitakuwa naenda kukata kura mapema, na ikifika 4 in the morning nitakuwa napanga laini. Maanake nitakuwa najua I'm dealing with the right people and my vote counts. But for now, I am not ready kwenda kwa hizo spaces za kwenda kudanganyana na kusema kuwa ati unajua hata kama tutamtoa Ruto, but there's nothing like but. Tunajua kwamba mtoto akizaliwa hatahitaji kukuwa na chupa ya kukunywa maziwa. It's very logic. Sasa mbona tunaweka kama kukata kura is a very big deal if it is not distraction? That's why nataka, I want us to understand, and let us stop in this country kuona kwamba everyone is saint. That is a problem that we have. That personalities. Mtu anakuja ni mkora before to realize. And that's why unaona hata hii nchi kama wale wa Finland, watu wa Wasingishu wameoshwa hata na maconmen wengi because mtu anakuja mdanganya kidogo. So tunasema kila mtu hii nchi anaweza kuwa ana lengo lake. Regime si wajinga, wakitaka kutumia mtu wanaangaliaga ule mtu ambao wanajua kwamba atawin hati ya watu. So we are not here to attack people, but we are going to attack when you bring ideologies that is not matching with the revolution. We are going to call it out, irrespective. It doesn't matter wewe unataka kujita nani or the influence that you have. It is better to tunaita vitu vile zilivyo. So the reason why kwamba nimesema, because nimeona watu wana comment hapa kwamba mbona imekuwa, we are not attacking Okiya Omtatah, but tumesema kuna watu walikuwa kwa spaces zake, tukasema if Okiya Omtatah until at this point, even after seeing that judiciary is failing, bado anaambia watu wakate kura, it makes us to doubt even his sanity. What we would be expecting him is to come out strongly and support the revolution and be at the forefront. Lakini si kuja tena kutuzungusha tena kuambia watu wakate kura. That's why we are saying there is a way that unaweza kuja ukasema we even question your sanity. So everyone sahi ambao bado anasema anatupeleka kwa kura, lakini we cannot be following people blindly. Me, I'm not supporting personalities, but I'm supporting agenda that is working for our country. That is why Morara alikuja na ukoning yake tukamwangalia, akafumble, we call him out. So, Okiya Omtatah, yes, watu wengi wanamwamini, but unajua, we have to start by seeing things on a different lens. Ndio tusiwe tunakuwa victimized kila wakati, tunaanguka, tunakuwa victim kila wakati. We need first to set our language so that we understand anyone that is coming here. So mtu akija kutuambia wapoya alisema, lakini there is something that, you know, there are many other ways of which tell us those many other ways. If you want to take us to the constitution that this regime are already suspended, iko na only 3 options ya kutoa president. Moja, akikufa. Ingine, parliament. Watu yes wanaweza labda kwenda kutumia njia ndefu kuchukua signatures milioni alafu kupeleka parliament, alafu ndio parliament waendelee na procedure. It is still the same thing, parliament. Sasa hiyo ndio tatuambia kwamba ati sijui tusukume IBC ndio tuweze kumtoa. So kama tunaenda revolution, we have to understand this is the reality that we are faced in. We don't have any other choice. We don't have that luxury. Sisi pia tunachoka tukiwa tunazungumza kila wakati hapa. Wao wanakujaga tu wakati wanaona momentum inaanza kupick, ndio wanaanza kupeleka watu kwa different agenda, sijui kura. Wakati wewe mwenyewe jana unalia kwamba judiciary imekudisappoint na kila mmoja ameona judiciary imedisappoint kila mmoja. Ngoja tuangalie andani kesi itaenda namna gani. Utakuja kushangaa hiyo conservatory order imekuwa lifted. Ndio reality itaanza kuwa hit. 2024 bill is coming back and you are saying that you are going to vote. Even before you are surprised, you need even to go and read that Election Act 2023 and then see what is inside before even you come and start telling people waende wakate kura. Alafu hata wale watu wanatuma watu waende wakate kura. Wakakate kura wapi? Ama IBC wanapeana kura saizi? I don't know. Anyway, please, let's continue. Sababu, hii safari ni ndefu. You know, at some point nilikuwa nafikiria kwamba tunahitaji kufanya civic education mashambani peke yake. Lakini kumbe, hata huku mijini pia tunahitaji kujifanyia civic education wenyewe. Jasiri kuja utuongeleshe ndugu yangu. kujeni tafadhali munisaidie tu tuzungumze, because hey, kazi ni kubwa. Yes, Esco. Yeah, so tuendelee kuongeleshana, tuzungumze, lakini at least in all what we do, let's be realistic, let's face the reality of life and with the times that we are in, we are only faced with one option in topping out this regime. We can decide to suspend it now, tungoje, tutafute sababu. Anyway, for wale watu ambao maybe they are doubting, mimi, as long as it is a revolution, I don't have problem. For people that maybe you are doubting, you can decide as well, mungoje ifike 2027, mchukue hiyo kura, hiyo ambao tunaambiwa katika hizo spaces hawa wanasiasa, tuchukue hiyo kura, twende tupige, alafu ndio hiyo ikuwe trigger ya kufanya sisi tukuje street. So tutakuwa tumefanya the same thing, lakini labda mungesema tu, what I can agree is maybe people kuja kusema maybe hatujapata trigger, maybe we are not triggered enough. So let's wait 2027, we go and vote, and then tunajua vile results itakweko, then we'll be triggered. But I don't think if tutaka and we are psychologically prepared knowing how results will be, that will be enough to trigger our minds. Because we all agree that we will know the results as we are going to vote. So I don't know how that will trigger our minds. So, but yeah, it's our choice if we decide either to do it now or we do it immediately after the election 2027. We can decide to feed their ego, if that is what will make them comfortable. If that is what ikiwa lazima for them to be with, to be with us in the movement. And in 2027 now, when you go to the street, it will not be about Kenyans. It will be about personalities. Itakuwa kuwa hawa watu ambao wanataka kutupiga ni wale tuliwashinda kwa kura. They will have a reason. Watakuwa sasa ndio wanasema hawa watu ambao unaona kwa street ni wale ambao tuliwashinda kwa kura. They don't want to accept and move on. And that your demonstration will not look like patriots who want to redeem the country. It will be like personalities in the picture. That is how the world will perceive. So it is better we do it now when there is no election, when someone will not say this person is fighting me because I defeated him or I defeated them. So it depends. What do we need to decide? So for me, nimesema 11-11 is the beginning. We start boycotting Safaricom and fighting anyone who is affiliated with this rogue regime. Yeah, request the mic. Akina Cyprian, tell us your mind. Tell us what are you thinking? I think tomorrow we are going to have a space, but it will be an open mic where we want to hear people talk and you know, those we want to hear all those agendas, then we see which one are workable. Wala watu ambao wanatuambia tushike kura, wala watu ambao wanatuambia tufanye hii.
Clear video. The police CID hawakukuwa na hiyo video. So you ask yourself, siku yenye walienda and it's not a video ya mbali, ni hapo hapo kwa sababu hata hizo nyumba zilikuwa tu hapo hapo karibu. So meaning that venye walienda wakapata hiyo CCTV ya supermarket yenye alikuwa anachukua funguo za Airbnb, hawakuenda round kwa maduka kuuliza mwenye ako na CCTV awapatie waangalie kama wanaweza ona kitu. They just dismissed the case because sio mtoto wa mdosi, sio mtoto wa mtu mwenye. And even watoto wa wadosi, si huyu MCA, she's a nominated MCA by UDA. Unaona vyenye she's being treated. Even her herself, she's shocked. She's like, now if I can be told by a policeman that my daughter's death means nothing because funny how many people have been killed. How about a raia who is down there? Alisema alienda kwa police station akakuta ule msichana mwenye aliita msichana yake waende out. Wanacheka na polisi. Those are the kind of things we want to be looked into because living in a country which has a government as if we are living in a war zone or in a failed state. Wanawake wanauliwa kila siku. It's not okay. Na tutaenda kwa street. So anyway, tuache hayo. Mambo ya kina Kindiki and his group and all of them. Sasa tumeona the true colors of the people who are in the seat. We have seen the true colors. Sahi hakuna kitu kingine imebaki. Ruto alikuwa anataka kuingia kwa hiyo kiti na of course alitumia Gachagua kwa sababu he was a kingpin of the big tribe apate hizo kura. Sasa sahi amechukua Kindiki kwa sababu Kindiki hawezi kumpinga kwa lolote, hata akisema uwe kila mtu atasema sawa. Hakuna kitu yenye atakata. So that's the kind of people he want now. Saizi as we are speaking, parliament watu wenye tulielect hawawezi enda watutete, wako hapo kwa mfuko ya Ruto. Judiciary pia they are compromised. You can see the way they are ruling nowadays, the kind of rulings they are giving. So Kenyans sasa mambo ni mawili. Number one, kwa sababu tumebaki tu na Mungu na sisi wenyewe. Kwa sababu sasa kuna watu groups mbili ya watu, wananchi na wenye wanakula huko, wenye nchi wanakula out of our sweat, blood and tears. So kitu ya kwanza na Mungu, tutaomba, tutafunga. Na number 2, take action of civil disobedience. Safaricom mkipeana data yetu and then you come here kuandika ma statements after mmesikia watu wanataka kuboycott that you have never given out anybody's data. How can a policeman know that I am in a certain place? Ajua saizi niko Rongai, mimi siishi Rongai, but anajua niko kwa matatu yenye niko Rongai. How? Kama which GPRS is that? If it's not my phone which is giving them that data, my real-time data, as much as they are saying wapeanangi real-time data, my real-time network location wanaweza ipata to the matatu yenye niko. And then you come here Safaricom unaniambia you don't give out personal data and you don't give out real-time location updates ya mtu. Right now tunaongelea Aoko who has been missing without any statement from anywhere. Wamenyamaza tu. We are going to take action. We are going to, the enemy, ukidecide ukue, it's either ukue kwa side yetu ama ukue kwa hiyo side ingine. Ukidecide kama Safaricom unataka kukua the other side, let that other side of the so-called government give you airtime, buy your airtime, use your services, sisi tujitoe tuende Airtel na Telcom. Wewe baki na Ruto akulipe hizo mabilioni which you are minting from us, our blood, sweat and tears, mint it from Ruto. That is how it will be. MP, if you are an MP and we tell you we don't want finance bill 2025, the next one which is coming, and you go and vote for it, my friend, utaenda nyumbani. Enda nyumbani because mimi nilikupigia kura, I'm the one who is paying for you a salary. I will expect you to go there to fight for me, to represent me and my opinion, and then you go and be paid 2 million to vote yes. And me, I've told you explicitly, I cannot afford this. You go and vote for it, yes. Fine. Toka kwa kiti, we recall you. Kaa kwa nyumba yako, hiyo 2 million yenye nani amekupea, iendelee, ikupush mpaka 2027, uone kama utarudi tena. If you come in the church or if you come in our function and you know very well you are a traitor, you are not on our side, uko kwa ile side ingine, we are not giving you time to talk. We will not give you time to talk, we will not give you peace of mind.
You'll come back, Malia. 1 minute to then bring others.
Okay, let me leave it at that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Malia, for talking to us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Home Run with Pipi. We happen here each and every weekday from 4 p.m. all the way to 9 p.m.
This is Home Run with Pipi.
Home Run with Pipi is supported by you, the listener. And if you like what I'm doing, there is a tip jar line. I'll not stop hesitating and insisting that there's a tip jar line there that helps us keep this studio running. If you like what I'm doing, 0721948229 is the support number. Wallace, habari yako?
Mzuri sana, natarajia unanisikia vyema.
Nakusikia vyema kabisa, talk to us.
Asante. Nimeshukuru kwa fursa hii umenipea. I liked what nimesikia Ismail akitajia, amezungumza vyema sana. I hope hajatoka, nimemwona bado yuko kwa space. Na nilikuwa nataka kumkumbusha, amesahau pia siku za Moi kiasi. Kumekuwa na pia election clashes 92 na 97, so si ati mambo yalianza tu baada ya hiyo referendum ya 205. Kenya tumeshinda tukiwa na mambo mabaya yakitokezea kila baada ya uchaguzi, na hata mkiona t-shirt yangu status nimeshinda nikisema ilikuwa mavurugu kulingana na ukabila. We used to have our clashes always on the basis of tribal challenges, na tukaanza kujaribu kuongelesha wa Kenya kutoka at least 208 after hiyo 207 clashes ambayo yalikuwa mabaya sana. Tukaanza kujaribu kubembeleza wa Kenya tukiwaambia ukabila ni ujinga, hautusaidii, hujawahi kutusaidia kutoka tupate mamlaka, kutoka tupate kuwa jamhuri. Tumeshinda tumezurura tu kama watoto wa Israeli kuzurura kwa jangwani We wasted 60 so many years, decades. Kwa sababu kwa bahati mbaya mababa wa taifa, which is Jaramogi the late na the late Jomo, walipopata hiyo nafasi ya kutuongoza kutoka mwanzo, walikosea pia, vile tunasema hata si watu wamekosea hizi siku za mwisho. Baada ya kuleta uzalendo na umoja, ukabila ndio ukaletwa mbele, kukakuwa na kuchukua viapo, kukakuwa na mauaji, akina Tom Mboya, akina Pinto. Yani we started on the wrong foot. Hatukuanza mahali tungependelea kuanza kama nchi. So mi napendanga kusema since 1963 Kenya has been a republic, but unfortunately we've never been a nation. We were not allowed to become a nation because ukabila uliingia tu haraka upesi. Ukaangalia tu kabineti ya Jomo Kenyatta, mzee the late, unastuka tu imejaa watu wa Central, na ikakuwa ni kama imeset president. Fuata Nyayo akikuja na yeye akaingiza watu wake pap, akajaa kila mahali. So tukaanza tu on the wrong footing, na ndio sasa hata hizo vita za kujaribu kuleta the real change in Kenya ilianza zamani. Ndio tulikuwa na vitabu kama Not Yet Uhuru. Unfortunately tukakuwa na Kakuu, unakumbuka 81, kuna wale bado hata mimi nilikuwa mchanga, but the idea is unapata Kenya tukakuwa tu na we have never settled because tribalism was always there. Siasa ikashika hiyo nini. So tulipoingiza multi-party, Moi alikuwa amerevuka, alitumia 92 ndio tulianza multi-party, akadivide watu kwa sababu 92 hata actually 92 alishindwa na Matiba. I'll be very brief on that history. Lakini alirig, walipoenda kotini ikatupwa. Unajua that time Moi alikuwa total power, haungemshinda. Wacha sasa hii Ruto anajaribu ameanza kushika kila branch ya serikali. Moi alikuwa kila kitu. Alishindwa na Matiba, lakini hata siku hizo Kibaki alitumiwa ndio agawanye central vote, alafu Matiba akaibiwa, alafu ikapotea tu hivyo tuseme. But by the time tumefika 202, Wakenya walikuwa actually 97 Kostena 97. Sasa kila kabila ikachukua njia yake. Ngilu akona yake, Wamalo akona yake, Raila akona yake, kila mtu akaenda. Wakenya wakaona tena 97 tumeshindwa na Moi. Alikuwa amepata now the extra 5 years atawale. Sasa lazima angetafuta mtu wa kuingiza 202, na saa hiyo Wakenya walikuwa wameshiba, wamesema tunajaribu kutoa hii KANU, hatuwezi. Wakenya wakawaambia sasa nyinyi opposition kama muungani, shauri yenu atuwapigii kura. So wakajiangalia wakasema 97 kwa hizi opposition watu walipata kura kivipi? Kwa sababu Wakenya tukawalazimisha muingie NAK, National Alliance Party of Kenya, okay? Mnaweza angalia kwa Google mtaona hizo historia. Alafu hiyo NAK ilipoungwa kwa lazima, wananchi wamesisitiza, tulikuwa tunangojea Raila aingie. Alikuwa na NDP saa hiyo. Okay? Raila akakataa kuingia. Last minute tukingoja uchaguzi imekaribia 202, Raila akachukua NDP akauzia KANU. Kuna wale wazee hapo wanakumbuka. Akauzia KANU akidhani Moi lazima atoke na hakuna kigogo cha siasa KANU saa hiyo. Unajua Moi hakuwa anaacha mtu mwingine akuwe mkubwa kama yeye. He did not raise, inaitwa protege kwa kizungu. He was the total man. Lakini walipoenda, kama mnakumbuka kitu inaitwa kichinjio Kasarani, Raila akitarajia Moi atasema huyu ndio anaingia. Moi alisimama akasema huyu kijana anaitwa Uhuru ndio nimeamua. So hapo ndio vitu zilienda mrama. Raila alipoona sasa amesalitiwa na Moi, ndio alitoka wakatafuta kachama kanaitwa LDP, kwa sababu sasa tulikuwa tunasema tingatinga imemezwa na jogo. Akaingiza NAK ikakuwa NAK. Sasa Wakenya 202 ilikuwa tunatoa, we were not looking at who we were voting in. Kwa sababu Ismail ameuliza what did we do wrong? The problem with Kenyans, we were looking at who we are voting out. So our interest was to toe KANU. So tulikuwa tunaenda tunatik 6 piece. Nak hata mjali nani anaingia. Sasa bahati mbaya hawa watu Raila alitoka nao kwa sababu wengi walikuwa KANU, Kamodho, akina nani wakakuja wakasurvive kwa sababu wameingia sasa ndani ya NAC. Ikakuwa sasa kuna ahadi ya wataenda watutengeneze katiba mpya. Hii ni historia ya zamani. Wakaenda wakaharibu Bomas kwa sababu sasa walikosa wote walikuwa wameahidi wakiwa na Kibaki na yuko hapo kwa wheelchair. Akaenda kupeleka hizo vita Bomas of Kenya ya Balgai, hiyo constitution ya kwanza. So baada sisi watushughulikie kama wa Kenya, hawa viongozi kwa sababu hawajapata zile vitu wanataka wote, na sisemi tu upande moja, wakatuharibia katiba ya kwanza, wakaingiza chuki. Na hiyo chuki ikaingia 205, ikakuwa mambo ya orange na banana. Chuki ikakuwa 41 versus 1, wale wanakumbuka, na kuja na mbio. Tukapata orange iliposhinda ikakuwa no, this was a referendum, mtoke. Tukaingia 207 sasa na chuki ya 205, ndio tulikuwa na hiyo post election violence. Sasa kwa sababu hiyo post election tukasema katiba ingine sasa tufanye, hata kama ni kubwa na iko na gharama, afadhali tuwe na kitu inalinda kila mtu. Ndio ukaona zamani, kumbuka tulikuwa tutaka majimbo, Wakenya kwa wanataka majimbo, lakini after 207 wakasema afadhali kila mtu akuwe na kanchi kake kadogo aweze kujiendeleza, anapata hiyo allocation, anajiendeleza. Tukatengeneza hiyo constitution, na ni mzito, iko na gharama, lakini sio ikaingiza kitu kizuri kinaitwa public participation, ikaingiza vitu vizuri, vina gharama na lazima tupunguze zingine, but na ikaingiza chapter ya integrity. Sasa tumepitisha hiyo 2012 tulikuwa tupige kura kulingana na hiyo katiba mpya ya integrity, lakini Ruto na Uhuru walikuwa na kesi za ICC kwa sababu ya 207. Tukakosea kwa sababu sasa ikakuwa lazima watu wanataka kusave Uhuru na Ruto. Na of course unajua sisi ati wa Kenya wale wako na nguvu ya kuhesabu kura, wakaamua hawa wawili tunawaingiza ndio wasiende ICC. 2013 wakiingia tulikuwa tumeshavunja katiba yetu mpya, the chapter of integrity. We compromised our constitution immediately, and since these people who came in they were not faithful to the people, hii katiba ilikuwa hitilafu kwao, na ndio wamekuwa wakiibadilisha, wanaidunga wanaibomoa pole. Hatujui kusoma katiba kama wa Kenya. Tulisema baba amesoma, Kibaki amesoma, Ruto akisema ni mbaya tunasema hapana, akisema ni poa tunapitisha. So tumekuwa wavivu kama wa Kenya kujihusisha na kujua hizi vitu tunafuata na watu tunafuata wana sera gani, na hizi katiba tumepitisha zinasema nini. Tumeamka sasa vile Gen Z wameleta hizi, we are tribeless, we are partyless, we are leaderless, and we want the constitution implemented. Ndio tumeanza kusema kumbe walikuwa watu consult kila kitu. Vitu ngapi wameharibu na tulikuwa tumelalia masikio. So what has happened is tumeamka sasa, but hivyo ndio kulienda. We compromised our constitution then. Si ati Uhuru was perfect, lakini ikaendelea hivyo. Now that we have woken up na tumegundua the 3 arms of government which are meant to serve us. Kwa hiyo constitution siku hizi tunaongeanga mambo ya article 1. The executive, the judiciary and the legislature, they are meant to be serving us the people. Lakini si unaona ndio sasa wanatuua, wanatubeba, wanajifanya wajui vile kunaendelea. They are breaking the constitution. They can remove a DP without IEBC and install another one without IEBC, without a referendum, with fake public participation. That is the problem. But how do we fix that? Mimi ni mtu
wind up wireless.
Unity back as we the people, because what happens is kila mtu anafanya kitu kadogo tunakosa kuachieve. So let me simplify ndio I finish in the next 2 minutes. The first thing is let's restore our patriotism. Ukabila tunajua inapigwa lakini haijaisha kabisa, lakini tunaweza tumesikia vile Malia amesema sasa tuko na sisi wenyewe, because we know hata kuenda kotini sasa ni ku waste time. Tunajua nani we know who is in control of the courts, we know who is in control of the legislature. Wanapiga kura kulingana na yeye, tupende tusipende. Judges are ruling the way he wants, we like it or not. So since that is our reality, first of all, we the people, let's bring back our unity together. Okay, we have ourselves, and Wilamalia amesema pia we have our God. We've told people we've started a patriotism challenge, because the problem for Kenyans for too long has been tulikuwa tujihusishi kwa kimakini. By the time tumeamka vitu vimeenda mrama vingi sana. So in the patriotism challenge tunasema tu kwanza hebu tuanze tuwe tunaimba kila Tuesday na kila Friday saa 8 just our national anthem, alafu we declare our slogans. Na sasa we don't focus on an individual. Ruto is not the author and finisher of corruption. Tunasema no more corruption, no more abductions, no more murders by government, no more illegal deals with Adani, because we the people tunasema, but the only time our voice has power is when we are united. Si ati mimi nafanya kitu yangu, Pipita anafanya yake, Morara anafanya yake, sijui comedian anaitwa aje anafanya kitu yake hiyo ya Uhuru Park. That's not how it's going to work. Kwanza hebu tushikane pamoja as we the people, tukae na undugu kwanza. Hiyo umoja, hiyo tunaimbaga kwa nini wimbo wa taifa. So that's what we've initiated. Tumesema let's get our patriotism together first, every Tuesday and every Friday, because hata sasa tutakaporudi siku moja tuamue tunarudi kwa barabara, kama hapo ndio tutaenda, tutakuwa tumeshikana kwanza na umoja. Tukumbuke 25th ya June si ati ilikuwa tu kigafla, ilikuwa build up, watu build up hiyo kitu, wameagree na kitu, wameshika umoja, wakaenda kuwaambia msipitishe, hawakutusikiza cause wanasikizanga mtu mmoja na tunajua ni nani. So tukianza sasa by umoja kwanza, turejeshe umoja kwa Wakenya. Tuseme sasa tumekuwa kitu kimoja, we the people, kwa hiyo constitution. Tuseme we have taken back the power delegated to them. We are telling the world. Kumbuka tukichapa #, Kenyans, unaona tumefikisha karibu 1 billion za free haoko. Tutaanza kupiga hashtags for everything, tuna revoke, hata kama ni hizo mabase tuseme hatuzitaki. So nataka kujifupisha hivyo, but nataka kwa challenge, hebu tukubaliane kwanza turejeshe uzalendo, tuwe kitu kimoja. We sing together the anthem, we declare hashtags. Tumeshaongelesha Wakenya wako diaspora, tumesema tunaiweka saa 8, ndio saa 8 ya Kenya. Tuna hope of course Waislamu wenzetu wamesha swali, kama ni saa 7 saa 8 wanaweza imba na sisi. Tunataka tuimbe pamoja wimbo wa taifa. So wimbo wa taifa si wa kabila yoyote, hakuna mahali watu, na si wa kisiasa, lakini please note our anthem is magnificent. It's a prayer. So it is we the people and we believe in a creator. Majority of Kenyans believe in a creator. So nimeshukuru. Wacha nitawekea link ya nini ya hiyo.
Asante Wallace for that.
Asante.
Let's go to Luka Matoke, and also others can also request the microphone as well. We are here for the town hall. I want to hear what Kenyans are doing and also what their thoughts on the current goings on. Luka, jambo.
Yeah, Barry.
Mzuri sana, labda wewe.
Mimi niko poa. Yeah, I quickly wanted to jump in and add on what I think it was Malia that was speaking about our information with the one of the service providers, the mobile service providers. All I can tell you is that, yes, guys, these guys are giving us our information out to the DCI, to the police. Why do I say so? Even before these things started, up to last year, I used to work, up to the end of last year, I used to work as I used to work with Uber as a driver. Uber and Bolt, you know, these companies, little, yeah. So as I was working, I had friends that I was working with, you know, colleagues. They also had their vehicles. So one day in the morning at around 9, we go to work. There is a place where we normally used to park. Then as I got there, One of my friends called me aside and told me, you know what? I've just received a call from someone. She said she is from the DCI, and she asked me to go to the headquarters, like right now. I stop working and go there. So I'm like, what did you do, Bramwell? He was like, you know, she just called me. Then my friend was saying, like, he's not going. So we continued with other stories. We continued talking about our families, you know, catching up on the politics and all that. Then he received a call again. Someone called and he received the call. It was the same lady. She told him, you know, Bram, I told you to come, and like 30 minutes have passed and you've not moved an inch. Do I tell the DCI of Karen to come pick you and bring you to the headquarters? You know, our friend was alishtuka. Like, how did this person know this? So the lady from the phone just told him, you know, I can see you. I can see that where you are with your phone. I can see where you're standing. So what does this say? These guys, they have our locations. So long as your phone is on, they have our locations, and that is how they track us down. And, you know, they're able to know where you are. That's why you heard Male was saying that you find that someone is not living in Rongai, Nongata Rongai, but they are able to tell that you are in a matatu, you are on your way to Ngata Rongai. So that clearly shows that these guys are tracking our phones, and they know. Once they have your phone number, not even your phone number, once they have your information, even if it's the national ID, they're able to tell. So like in this case, my friend, so because they had called him and told him he has not moved an inch, he was forced to, you know, stop all work and start going towards the headquarters of DCI. So as he was on the way, now this is what he reported to us later, that as he was on the way, the lady kept on, you know, seeing where he is. Then at some point, he met, you know, on the way, met a traffic jam. Then he was forced to, you know, he was forced to like stop. So again, the lady called him and asked him, Brahman, why are you not moving? I can see you're on Valley Road and you're not moving. And then he told him, you know, he told her that, you know, there is a traffic jam, that is why I'm not moving. Then she told him, okay, continue coming. So this clearly shows that these guys, they have our information. They have our information. Yeah, and the courts are not helping us, sadly. They are allowing our information to go to these guys, and, you know, they're causing us harm. Even me who is speaking this moment, they might decide to come for me, and I'm helpless. So our information is out there. No matter how much these mobile service provider that has been accused a lot, they're giving out our information. No matter how much they keep giving statements that this and this is not happening, I don't trust them, because you can see there's a clear sign that information is being given out and people have been killed. So this is another area that we really need to be careful with. At the moment, I don't know what we can do. Maybe guys can chip in and give us information on what we can do best to avoid being arrested. But it's happening. It's a reality. This happened last year, even before this protest had started and everything. And yeah, I just got reminded of it, and I decided maybe I can share. Yeah, thanks, Pipita. That was my time. You can pass the mic to another individual. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Luka Matoke as well.
social conversations, engaging topics on your phone anywhere. This is Home Run with Pippi.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Home Run with Pippi, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we are here to try and just get to understand where the Kenyan mind is and what we are feeling as a people and what is our way forward. Today, the political class did their party. It's called party after party. They selected their own deputy president and also without and that should tell you a lot that they don't. That is how much they don't want the IEBC, because given that the speed they worked with, if they wanted the IEBC to be there so that they can confirm Kithure Kindiki professor the right way, they could be. But it seems like there is somebody who is holding that IEBC hostage or over the parliamentarians. We are yet to know why or how or who. But I feel like there is an invisible hand. AC, how are you doing? Jambo, AC.
Hi,
yes.
hi.
Yes, I can hear you. You have a rebuttal.
Yeah, I'm back. Now, today there was someone on TikTok na alisema a very interesting thing. Alisema malimefika as Kenyans, sai ni sisi kwa sisi. Like it's us Kenyans versus the government. So kuna mse hapa aliongelelea about how the government inasema vitu ziko at cheaper prices. Let me tell you, hakuna kitu imeshuka. In fact, vitu ziko juu. So last month I did a shopping. Wacha napoteka scenario. Unga ya soko ilikuwa 132 bob. Jana nilifanya shopping. Unga, the same unga ilikuwa 170 bob. I'm not saying ati nini, but unaona imepanda. Mafuta the same thing. So I don't know why the government inajaribu kusafisha jina while the ground is totally different. So kuna mse amongelele about clashes the elections. Personally, I was to tell me like nili witness elections at 2007, 2008, and siezi taka Kenyans siezi taka warudi to such a position, because what we saw, how we saw people wakifanyiwa, it's not a good picture, and it's actually not a good picture. So sai Kenya is hata nimeshindwa kuongea tafadhali. Poleni.
All right. I don't know if you're finished submitting ama umekuwa curtain. All right, thank you so much for that. I want to read a couple of comments here on the comment section as well. You can request the microphone and talk to us. I see there are others who are dropped. But today is welcome to our town hall where we let Kenyans speak their mind. Luka Matoke said, Aoko has been found in Tanzania and rushed into hospital. Mungu ni mwema. Our best wishes to Aoko, her family and friends. She has been found alive and well. Thank you. We thank God and also for everybody who has been able to amplify that. I want to tell Kenyans, next election, don't vote for leaders because of sympathy, nice talk, bride, vote. Cause say what wako na good intention our Kenya. Kenya is a resourceful country. That's why all these countries are eyeing us like that. I noticed that we have 4 army bases of the US in our country. A peaceful country with 4 army bases of a foreigner. And we are just chill. Okay. Whoever is advising Ruto Aki and hater to your position, you have to place KK government into hotspot. That is AC. Safaricom released a long statement. Let me read it. It says, let me read it in part. It's a long one. It says, Safaricom notes various conversations regarding data privacy and sharing customer information with security agencies and other third parties and wishes to make the following statement. Yeah. Anasema kwamba that we respect our customer privacy and adhere strictly by by the country's data protection laws. As such, we do not share any customer data unless explicitly required to us via a court order. That for information purposes, a customer call data record does not show any live location and movement of customers, but are regenerated after a call, is terminated, and for text messages once they are sent or received, and this is for purposes of billing only. That in July 2012, Safaricom onboarded Neural Technologies to implement a fraud management system on all the business lines, including our mobile money system. Neural Technologies is a global brand operating in over 30 countries, providing support to telcos and utility companies to prevent and detect fraud with no third-party access. That we were recently awarded an ISO 27701 Privacy Information Management System certificate by British Standard Institute after a vigorous audit of adherence to data privacy laws and privacy. This is the highest certification of an organization can attempt in managing of privacy information systems as a data controller or processor, a testament to a commitment to preserve our customer privacy and provide our worry-free experience on our network. Finally, we would like to reassure our customers that we have always been transparent and honest in how we engage with our stakeholders, and we will continue to do so in order to maintain the trust that we have built over the years. Wallace, are you convinced by that statement? Since you're the only one who is there now, are you convinced that that statement is a good one, is really legit, or they're just saying that to avoid litigation? I don't know if Wallace can get me. I'd like to hear from you. Josie Bush said it's true because about the way they pretend to pray. I wonder which God, because I'm sure it's not our Heavenly Father. I've just seen there's a taxpayers' day going on Uko State House. Okay, interesting. Dave Kiora said, let's have balls. We are just yapping here day in, day out. We are adopted or killed. One person to have balls, let's eliminate two, I don't understand why people, why would you even think about terrorists? You guys are idiotic, man. Eti Al-Shabaab watusaidie, you fuckers. You guys, do you know how much terrorism inafanya watu wanaishi? Some of us live in this city. What do you mean Al-Shabaab walipewa watu? So we start again fearing that the seat that you're sitting in a bus could be rigged with a bomb. Idiots. Kama huwezi toka kwa street, just shut up. Kama huwezi fanya anything, just shut up. Stop being hizo kizungu zenye nani anatumia Western shit.